Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We have returned for more Aliens Colonial Marines. Hopefully we will finish this game that's not quite as painful as I thought it was today. But in addition to all of that, I am joined by, and then I go with my phone,
Right.
Akbar Fan, Fireseed, and Lucky Kennedy, and we're all going to try to get through this together.
Hello. Wait, who joined last time? Who was part of the game last time?
We had Shadow, but he's busy working.
I was in last time.
Okay.
Hello,
I know
I
it's
don't
just like
game because I have sanity.
Alright, so let's see if anybody else is playing somewhere in the world.
I mentioned this before, but after this, all we gotta suffer through then is stasis interrupted.
Oh god, no. Please god, no! No!
Shouldn't be too long though. You guys already pretty much got through a good chunk of the game already.
That's
Well,
true.
here's just interrupted retcons Alien 3 to an extent, so is it kind of worth it?
Should have retconned Alien Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection is still better
Oh,
than
no
Alien
shit.
3. I will always stick by that. I don't care. I will die on...
Better than theatrical Alien 3, but assembly cut Alien 3? No way. No way.
I will
still
die on
need
that
to
hill.
order the novel version of Alien 3.
That too.
Alien Resurrection was... The novelization was by A.C. Crispin, who also did Young Han Solo. So automatically better.
I've read the first book. Better than the movie.
Yeah, it's like Young Han Solo is like not even in the same universe as Soilo. It's like to mention both in the same breath is offensive. But anyway, let's see.
And let's
Hello-
not forget Alien 3 The Gun.
Hey, that was actually good. I like that story where you're like
It's pretty
random.
funny,
Point
earlier
of...
on
Actually, I like that game too.
That's actually pretty funny. Earlier on Twitter, somebody tweeted like saying, "I like all Star Wars." Or wait, hang on, let me find that tweet for a second because I had a great response to it.
The only real
Oh,
Star
I'm
Wars is the
excited. It's
EU.
Great.
All other is terrible.
Yeah,
Speak-
I bought a fresh copy of like Heir to the Empire, Spine Unbroken, and I'm just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna reread the whole trilogy.
Okay. It was I love all Star Wars films. Sue me. And then I responded with saying, "I'm with you. Don't worry. I know a good lawyer to defend us." And it's a picture of SpongeBob as a lawyer. SpongeBob
Yeah.
lawyer.
God. Oh, God.
We're doomed.
Ouch. Let's see, and hello, Emperor Snake, and Black Library is re-releasing the Eisenhorn trilogy. Man, I'm glad they're doing that, because that's actually worth reading.
I feel
am-
like you would have better luck having Barkley as your lawyer.
I don't know.
I would
Well,
I
here's the
would
thing.
make a Better Call Saul joke, but I don't know how good of a lawyer he is.
Actually, I gotta mute so I can show the cutscene.
Why'd you stop?
I can't drive any further on this terrain. The dust alone has gunked up the cylinder so bad we're barely moving. We walk.
Convenient.
This is Winter. We're looking for a way in.
All the Star Wars films, but you have to find it. I mean, the joke is just a bad lawyer.
Yeah, even though all the Star Wars films are not the best. In fact, I gotta say, I don't dislike the prequels as much, but they're still pretty god-awful compared to the original trilogy.
Okay, we can all agree on at least one aspect, I think, of every single Star Wars movie, or at least the main 9. The fact
The
of the matter is
effects are
that...
great.
What?
The effects are always great.
True, and then also I was going to add, John Williams kills it, as usual.
You mean, there's only 6 Star Wars films. What do you mean 9? Where'd you get those from?
Okay, to be fair, the sequel trilogy has a lot less memorable music in my eye. To be fair, I've only seen those movies once and never again.
I've seen him a few times. There's some good things. Shenzo for X-Wings is like great, almost kind of a good callback to Shenzo's for motorcycles from Last Crusade.
Shit's still falling.
I think I'd rather watch furries copulating than watch any of the sequels.
Oh god, I just realized how jacked up I made this pulse rifle.
Having that image in my head.
That's still better than watching a beloved franchise get destroyed. I mean, realistically though, Kathleen Kennedy ripped off the last comic released for Star Wars, which was Star Wars Legacy. everything's there. I mean, Rey is ripped off of Han Solo's great-great-granddaughter. Finn is ripped off of a stormtrooper named Zhao, I think. It's like, it's all there. Except, imagine Rey actually having a character arc and actually having repercussions. Like, she's all like, oh yeah, we're gonna go get him! And almost everybody dies because of her impetuousness. And she learns not to do that. And it's really good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to give Legacy a look through.
I read that first one. Personally, I liked Legacy and the fact it's like, look, I'm just stopping about 25 years after the Battle of Yavin, so like after those young Anakin Solo books or something, and then just skip all the way to Cade Skywalker and all that stuff. It's just like no Yazavong, no any of that other stuff. No, thank you.
See, like you can be sane like that, but yet we'll watch willingly Last Jedi. Why? Why, sir?
Yeah,
Why
like,
would you do that?
Are you deranged?
Possibly, but then again, this is the guy that likes, that Return of the Jedi film, so what do I know sometimes.
I think you might need to get your head checked out.
I think you've got a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a... Damn it, you beat me to it.
I have seen the Joe Biden and Skyrim. They're pretty hilarious. Don't bother with Rise of Skywalker. It's pretty awful. Let me give you the gist of, like, the plot. So, like, Rey and company find a magic dagger that just so happens to match up with how the Death Star 2 wreckage crashed on a random planet. They have to use this dagger to find the random Death Star, to find this thing called, like, a Sith Wayfinder, right? And so they find the Wayfinder, and that points out the planet where Palpatine is hiding on. AKA not Biss. So you still with me?
Oh yeah, let us not forget, the movie fucking rips off literally most of Dark Empire, but so poorly it's not even...
Maybe that's why I liked it, because I like Dark Empire.
Yeah, but it's like wearing the skin suit of Dark Empire. It's like the Edgar suit from Men in Black.
Or what
not wrong.
freaking Dennis was saying in one episode of Always Sunny, like one of those moments that kind of like, is Dennis a serial killer?
Is he wearing a skin suit? The world may never know.
He mentions us saying like the feeling of wearing somebody's skin, or the fact that he told Dee like I turn your skin into luggage, you know, which is actually making me luggage. No, of course not, Dee. You don't think of the smell. You don't think of the smell, you bitch.
Well, the Sith homeworld is Korriban, but thanks to TCW, it was retconned to Moraban.
Yeah,
which
Moraban.
I don't know why Dave did that, but of course Dave has been proven to be rather talentless, as we all know.
Yes. More bad.
If I had a camera, you would be seeing my reaction to what all you guys are saying right now.
It's the spinner from Left 4 Dead. No, it's not.
Oh, goody. This thing's also trying to rip off Left 4 Dead, huh?
Well, technically, it wouldn't be until years later that we'd get the mod for the spinner in Left 4 Dead. Oh, wait, yeah, the spinner was in the game from the start. Right, I forgot. Because I always play it with the Xenomorph mods, so the spinner for the last, like, 9 years has been a Xenomorph spinner, so, yeah.
Okay, that's actually... The fact that it's been like that for 9 years for you, geez Louise. I've only got the game recently, and I've modded it to absolute fucking hell.
Well, that makes me feel really old now, because, well, actually, then again, isn't it, like, didn't Left 4 Dead 2 come out in 2010?
2009, I believe.
God, I was like 20 when that happened. I had all the youth in front of me.
That was 13 years ago for me. Holy shit.
So I was 20. I'm math good.
Speaking of zombies and all that stuff, did anyone ever play Dead Island?
Boo! That game sucked.
I'm laughing at the fact that there's a trailer for Goat Simulator 3 that copied that Dead Island 2 trailer.
Oh, Dead Island.
Wait, did Dead Island 2 come out or something?
No, it never did.
Huh.
Oh, that just fucking hurt.
I think it became Dying Light. I think.
The company that did Dying Light was originally slated on, but then like apparently like them and Deep Silver were having conflicting issues. Like the Dying Light guys wanted to make it more darker. Deep Silver wanted Dead Island 2 to be more cartoony, I guess. I guess they were kind of looking like what's that other zombie game that's like ridiculous?
Dead Rising 2, I think might be what you're thinking of.
The Dead Rising games, or the one where it's like you're in a shopping mall or something.
Yeah, Dead Rising 2.
Dead Rising 1.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. I had that game. I never beat it though.
We don't talk about Dead Rising 4.
There's a fourth one? Shows how much I know.
So.
Also, I completely forgot to have my controller plugged in.
That is a problem.
Bruh.
Unless you're controlling it with your brain. But the only thing I think of when I think of Dying Light is I met an ex playing it once. So, yeah. I met this chick playing Dying Light. Yeah, she was alright. But, once again, California is not someplace you want to date anybody from, just saying. There's something in the water there.
And it turns the frogs gay.
I don't know, or they give some problems, but... That's every time I think of Dying Light, I'll think of that person.
You guys do know that Alex Jones has admitted he's a bullshit artist, right?
I don't know. He got some stuff right. So like the whole
the war in Ukraine, like the war that came to Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't know if he got lucky or if you cast the net wide enough, eventually you'll get stuff. I don't know.
It's a case of like clock's right twice a day at least.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, that reminds me.
He went to court to try to get custody of his kids or something, and he basically had confessed to the judge and all that stuff. He's like, look, all the InfoWars stuff, it's bullshit. I just do it to make money off of rubes.
Yeah. But that reminds me, unrelated to Steve Downs. I was going to talk about Steve Downs, but Steve Downs is not secretly Alex Jones. Steve Downs actually voiced Star-Lord in one of the Avengers animated shows. I did not know that. He does the Master Chief voice. It's pretty awesome.
Bella, what's the tracker showing?
It's always crazy when you find out like certain actors and actresses do certain things, you know?
Good for now.
And Star-Lord is actually a character from the 70s. That I did not know. It's
yeah, he's been around forever, man. Ooh.
The original 71 was pretty good, but he was kind of a nut compared to the happy one that we see. Like, he wanted to be an astronaut because an alien killed his mother, and he like shoots the astronaut that's slated to be Star-Lord and takes his place. It's like, holy shit, that's a pretty hardcore origin story for anybody.
Oh, that's kind of what happened to that Dr. Smith lady in the reboot for Lost in Space.
Ugh, that show was garbage though. I'm just saying, like, I tried to sit.
Really,
I sat through the first season.
Liking it.
Yeah, a lot of people liked communism. But anyway.
Not wrong.
But yeah, I mean, I sat through the first season. It was not bad, but good God, was there so much filler. It's like, no, they fell in the oil. What are they gonna do now? It's like, oh God, just get out of the fucking oil already.
As someone who likes Sailor Moon, especially the 90s anime, it's like, oh boy, I know filler, certainly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Naruto or One Piece. Jesus Christ.
Or Inuyasha.
That.
I would have never willingly watched that, but X enjoyed that, so.
Okay, well, one thing I don't get about like this in general, the fucking nuclear reactor at the power plant blew. How is no one suffering from acute fucking radiation poisoning already?
It's called magic.
This is our way out.
It's the future. Take your radiation tablets.
Take your rat away.
Or you could smoke the anti-radiation cigarettes from Screamers. I'm sure no one knows what that is, but...
I wish I did.
The sci-fi vehicle with Peter Weller, based on the short story The Second Kind. It's actually kind of funny.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it now. I remember.
Yeah, it used to be a Sci-Fi Channel staple.
Back when the Sci-Fi Channel actually, aired sci-fi.
Yeah, and not wrestling. Man, when ECW came to the Sci-Fi Channel, I had no idea what ECW even was. I thought it was like some new sci-fi show. And it's like, wrestling? What the fuck is this? This isn't sci-fi. I mean, yeah, it's fictional, but you're kind of straining incredulity.
Well, it's like
I believe
it's
it was like in the late 80s or 90s, like on Saturdays there would just be an anime block, I believe.
Fox Kids.
I do believe so, yeah. And then there
Fox
Like a
was
sci-fi channel.
then they had it on like Mondays. Annie Monday they called it. So yeah, I mean, oh crap, no! Well, I'm dead.
How do you feel
about the same as I'm feeling about
But
I'm the last one to complete the mission.
last man standing.
Well, at least this gives validity to white men can't jump.
Oh my.
I still need to see that movie.
I would rather watch.
Tried
never
watching
mind.
it.
You know, I guess the gameplay isn't that awful. You know, here's the problem though. I guess that's the best thing I could say about it. I can't really make another video on this just because I don't care enough.
You're on.
But I'd almost say, like, if you get this for $1 and play it with friends, it's fine. But that's really not great, though, when you consider for a moment that it's fucking Aliens. It's supposed to be, you know, amazing. You compare this to AVP2, and AVP2 is fucking god to this thing.
Well, all you need to do is go into the code and just fix one bit, and the aliens become more intelligent.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the god-awful story.
At least the aliens will become a decent threat.
Yeah, that doesn't do enough for me.
To be fair, though, you were saying earlier about franchises and all that stuff. It's just like when it comes to video games, a lot of franchises. Some game, I mean, I don't think there's any franchise.
Thanks.
I don't think there's. Sorry. I don't think there's any franchise that has come out with at least like not a few bad games at least.
Yeah, the Doom franchise survived. I mean, you consider that it wasn't ever really a bad Doom game.
I was more referring to like a film franchise or a television series that had like a bunch of games or something, like Star Wars. Like Star Wars has had plenty of bad games. What is it, Masters of Terra Cost or whatever?
Yeah, I guess there is that one.
Yeah, Terras Kasai.
And Super Bombad Racing.
I actually own that.
Well, I've never played it. Is it any good?
It's all right. It's a decent Mario Kart clone.
Huh.
Honestly, my favorite games based off like a licensed property are the Transformers War and Fall of Cybertron, hands down. Just fucking great third-person shooters in general.
And it's got Johnny Young Bosch as Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, yeah.
Let's see.
What was that one Transformers game from like the mid-2000s or something? It was based off of like Armada. You were collecting Minicrons or something.
Yeah.
Transformers.
I have that game actually. I've been meaning to do a Transformers month for years, where I would actually review that game, Transformers Armada, and Transformers issue number 3 that had Spider-Man show up in the black suit. So
I have the aligned continuity novels if you want them.
I've actually read like the first one. It was all right.
Yeah, the first one had a lot of good world building. And the 6 laser thing just made me fucking laugh my ass off.
It's just such a weird thing of like these intelligent robots that have mostly human-like societies. It's just like, it's hard for me to really suspend my disbelief.
At least we know why the war started.
Well, one of the reasons. In one of the continuities. Sometimes it just happens because plot.
Yeah, well, it's been relatively consistent across continuities since 2010 of how the war started, so at least we have that.
I like the one random radio. It's not really a radio show, not really a podcast, but it was a panel that a number of Transformers voice actors did, where they came up with a random like continuity where like the different Transformers went to like this neutral universe. All I remember about it is it had David Kai, the voice of Megatron in Beast Wars, and
Your guess is as good as mine.
and he tried to pretend he was Joe Convoy. That's all I remember.
Speaking of voices, I saw a tweet earlier of somebody complaining about like some new Transformers thing, and they were like saying, "Is Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime?" And like somebody was probably like, "Oh, for the love of God, just let it go.
Yeah.
The dude is in his 80s now. Let him rest."
But then again, he might want more money. I can't deny him that. So
If he wants to come back on his own personal will, fine. But don't like demand like whatever company's responsible to like beg for him to come back.
Yeah, we don't really need another Peter Cullen. There've been plenty of good Optimus Prime, such as the one from Armada, and David Kai was Optimus Prime once.
Oh yeah, and the Fred Tabashaw from the Transformers Cybertron games. He's a very suitable replacement for Megatron. You know, if Frank Welker doesn't come back.
Frank Welker is getting very old. Everybody is getting very old.
Yeah, life sucks.
I still find it very funny though that a few of those there are like some Digimon cast members that have passed away or something, and then there's like the guy who voiced Tai is still only in his 40s.
And he's still voicing a 12-year-old. Oh my.
No. He's not the voice of Tai anymore. But for like Tri and Kizuna, he reprised his role. But it was like Tri, like Tai is already 17. Kizuna, he's already in his early 20s.
I just can't take Digimon seriously. I just can't do it.
I understand. It's definitely a case of like you should have just, if you were young watching it.
I was the exact right age when 4Kids brought it over to the U.S. and I still just couldn't take it. Now, stupid pocket monsters and hot redhead chicks. Okay, that I took seriously. I waited in line to see that first movie. But Digimon, I draw the line at digital monsters.
I saw all 4 Pokemon movies in theaters. I still have somewhere around here. I still have that Entei card from the 3rd movie. God, I love that movie.
I never saw it.
I think the first Pokemon movie was an OVA. I'm not 100% sure though. It wouldn't surprise me given the animation quality.
First one was an OVA?
It wouldn't surprise me if it was, because films usually have a higher quality than that.
Which back in the 90s, nobody would have known what an OVA is unless you were the biggest anime nerd of all time.
Yeah.
It was just, it's the movie. Which
that was an issue with Digimon the movie. They took like 3 OVAs and then like had to strap them together into kind of a Frankenstein.
A movie a TV show that made no sense, that makes even less sense. Like I said in the last stream, it's like, assuming I said in the last stream, it's like if you didn't know anything about Pokemon even if you did, you wouldn't have a clue what's going on. I feel bad for my grandfather. It's like, because he took me to see that. It's like, there is no way he knew what was going on. Pokemon was not a good movie. And yet I watched it again and again on VHS. Again and again and again. And again.
I just want to quickly
It could be worse. Your older sister could have forced you to watch Twilight.
And this is why I'm an only child.
Same here, only child. 2 things. One, first of all, Digimon was not done by 4Kids. It was Sabin. If it was done by 4Kids, they would have cut a lot more shit out. Like I said, freaking Digimon showed a kid getting run over by a damn car and dying. But that's not something 4Kids would do.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I give Harmony Gold more credit than fucking 4Kids. And we know what Harmony Gold did. They prevented like fucking Macross sequels from coming to the West for 30+ years at this point, until like they were sued into letting it happen.
Which I find kind of hilarious and sad.
Yeah, the monster behind Robotech, even though Carl Macek died in 2010.
Ironically, the first ever anime I watched, although never finished, was Gundam 79. Although it wasn't called that at the time. It was one of those weird things of like being a kid. Nobody knew what anime was outside of a few anime nerds. And so like it's this cartoon that looks like it's adult on TV. It was like the most awesome thing ever. And I have no ammo at all. Hey, wait, do I have like all these guns? I do! When did I get these?
Okay, why is okay, it kind of irks me.
A lot of them are DLC.
The APC is kind of a bit too small in this game.
Okay. Because, like, I'm sitting here, I have no ammo, and I'm like, where did this happen? Where did this come from? It's like, in real life,
you get... it's a DLC weapon.
Just be really careful with the Sharps rifle. It's easy to blow yourself up with it.
Okay.
Personal experience from the last stream.
Well, that's the phase plasma pulse rifle Hudson was talking about.
About time it should.
I was trying to say a minute ago, pointing out that which one of you mentioned your sister made you watch Twilight?
Yes. My older sister. The based one.
Is she single?
Unfortunately, not anymore.
Oh,
Damn.
I would have asked her. It's just like, hey, you want to watch the Twilight Saga with the riff tracks? I want you to watch your reaction to these guys cracking jokes.
Oh, it would be fucking hilarious watching it with the riff tracks.
I have seen all 5 Twilight movies, but only with the riff tracks. Although I'm watching the Twilight movies, I have to admit, it's just like there are some good stories in this damn movie that we're just stuck with the 3 most.
Go ahead with
I don't even know what a good choice.
To be fair, the books are far worse. I would rather, like, Smith glue.
I picked the wrong week sniffing glue.
Once again, I would
God, I
I'd
fucking
rather
love
sit
that
through
movie.
furry copulation than ever watch Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey. The closest I ever got to watching one of those romantic things was Warm Bodies from 2012.
That one was actually kind of funny.
Well, now when mentioning romance and all that stuff, now I have to ask your question. What was your opinion? Have you seen The Princess Bride?
Yeah, but that's actually more of a fantasy than anything else.
True.
Princess Bride is actually a good fucking movie.
My second favorite film of all time.
Dickface, you signed up to die for other Marines.
It should never be remade.
Just
Never.
wait.
They kind of did
remind
it
me.
with during like COVID lockdown, like a bunch of like actors and all that stuff were reenacting the scenes and all that stuff. There was some certain points where I was just like, wow, some of these actors would have been great for the role. Like who played Dwight in The Office? He was Vizzini at one point, and he was just like, wow, he's actually really good.
Oh, you can,
It's like-
you can see the tires flickering. No, the tire tread's flickering. Fuck.
Yep. Graphics. Okay, so that's a Ripley special. We'll just use the submachine gun. That's a
When
terrible model.
graphics
We
don't
missed
work.
Vasquez's smart gun in the last level.
Oh.
The beauty.
Sorry, Lotz, I'm trying to take your advice from last time. I'm just like, you stop interrupting people. So like, sorry, I'll shut up.
I'll force you to watch more Last Jedi. It's punishment.
I can watch it as it is, or watch it with the riff track. I actually still need to watch those last 2 as riff tracks.
I don't think it's gonna help. I'm just saying.
Again, you're talking to the guy that actually liked it, so you know it's not really much of a punishment. I don't know what. There are some movies that I'm just like, I don't know if this is a punishment, but it's just like there.
Okay, I got one for you. I'll make you watch 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, no, that.
Oh,
I can see that as
no.
punishment. Yeah, that would. Be
Oh yeah,
punishment.
would you believe it? 50 Shades of Grey the book started as Twilight fan fiction.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that. I mean,
That's
it's not
common
surprising.
knowledge.
Even if it wasn't common knowledge, though, I would not be surprised. You could think about it. You've got some lonely housewife, you know, that wants to be dominated by a psychopath. This is why I don't live in California or any place near it. Because they're strange there, and not in the good way.
There's gotta be
Hold on, I'll be right
Want
back.
to know one of the greatest mysteries of the universe? Why does Hollywood keep adapting Stephanie Meyer's books? They're god-awful. Why?
Probably because she knows how to I mean, never mind. I'm just saying.
Basically, Kathleen Kennedy when she wasn't when she was a coffee girl.
My thing is this. Why did anybody listen to Kathleen Kennedy? It's not like she's attractive in any way. I'm just saying.
She was one of the dancers in the Temple of Doom at the beginning. I shit you not.
Well, now I can never watch that movie again.
Sorry, what did I miss?
I got a good question. Why is half of Hollywood just as pathetic as Bill Dolce?
Because it's California.
Because it's in a perpetual state of burning.
Now, with all that in mind, I do actually know a few good people in California, so and some of my favorite writers are
Same here.
actually expats from California. But still, it's kind of hard not to make fun of that state just because, well, you know.
You need to make it?
No, I got 2 bars.
It's not hard to make fun of every state in some way, shape, or form. I mean, look at Florida. There's laws or something. There's laws that like allow the news to kind of be more detailed with what the crimes that were perpetrated. So that's why you have all those crazy Florida stories of like man tried to have sex with gator.
Yeah, I'd rather live in Florida than. Oh yeah, Gavin Newsom is putting out things saying how terrible Florida is. It's like, for those who don't know who Gavin Newsom is, the governor of California.
He needs to clean up his own closet before he starts talking about someone else's.
Exactly.
Yeah, he needs to clean up Cisco.
I feel bad for the people who actually did live in California. I knew somebody who really liked some sidewalks there that had like gold glitter. It's like, man, it's like I don't want to tell somebody like, you know, the glittery sidewalks is probably literally covered in human feces, about a foot deep at this point.
That is disgusting.
It's like, I don't want to say that, but it's true. It's like, yeah. Ooh, I like that plasma rifle. It's like the 50-watt range. We cannot have high-capacity plasma rifles.
What was the term you were trying to ask for in the gun shop again? What was it? The
40 phase plasma pulse rifle at 40-watt range.
Look, it's what you see on the shelves, man.
Nah. See, PSA needs to make some.
That guy's an idiot. Even in the 80s or something, I don't think any gun store would freaking keep the ammo like right on the damn shelf.
Yeah, but it's a movie.
Yeah, and if it was any other person, the gun store owner would have pulled a gun on him.
So it's a movie. You just kind of gotta accept that. It's like, why is the Uzi full auto? Why is the AR-18 full auto? You know.
Why does he have them like white out in the open and all that stuff, and not like locked away somewhere?
So yeah, it would be nice if we lived in a world where you didn't have to have everything locked up, but whatever. Because it used to be you could buy guns.
O'Neill totally didn't have to jump that barrier, but he did anyway.
Hey, he's got style.
Saying that.
Why?
That's why
Yeah,
he's got all
more
this.
style than Bell.
Shut up and keep your eyes up.
Yeah, she's all right. Yeah, I don't like her hair though. Lonely housewives keep buying those books. I'm not surprised.
There was a good joke in. Oh. Never mind.
Hopefully not Family Guy.
No, it was riff tracks of the last Harry Potter movie. It was just like the Hogsmeade Village or something. It's like they suddenly transported themselves to Thomas Kincaid's Midnight Christmas Village and just buy it, lady.
I do not know what any of that is, but I'll take your word for it.
Thomas Kincaid, he used to do like a lot of. He's dead now. He's a painter though that painted a lot of those.
Oh yeah, that guy. Okay.
He paints a lot of. He painted a lot of like normal, pleasant pictures and all that stuff, like homes, villages, kind of that situation. And it's just like those are used for like puzzles, or you put them on your wall, and like a lot of housewives buy them.
Okay. I'm not gonna bother muting it just because this is a basic cutscene. Yeah, we should have beat him up first.
Your brains are what they find in the garbage tomorrow.
I don't think you're gonna put him in the garbage.
Should have put a suppressor on that then.
She had
Remember, O'Neill isn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
left a baby one in her chest. How do you get it
None
out?
of the Colonial Marines are the sharpest tools in the sheds.
Sadly.
Please. Trust me. We've tried to extract the gestated life form.
O'Neill.
Man, they are oily as fuck.
Yeah.
The embryo will extract fluid and nutrients from the host.
I'm trying to remember. Is that when they were like doing like E3 presentations or something? They were like one of the guys was saying like you're gonna care for this woman.
Probably. I don't really care. I don't really even know who she is. It's.
One thing I'm curious is, did they ever back this up in any other apocryphal media for aliens?
I don't think so. I've read the
I don't
Latter-day
think
Aliens
so.
books and they don't mention them.
So basically, they just made this contrived reason for, hey, let's just kill someone with a chest burster.
Knock him out.
Well, we just gave him
Even
brain
though
damage.
I can't.
Even though, like, Chestburster was, taken out of people a few times in external lore, but, inconsistencies.
In fact, I think Alien Resurrection did that too.
Yeah.
Get
Yep.
everyone off the planet.
But hey, we gotta have drama. I really hate O'Neill. I think he could have just shot her so she didn't have to suffer, but whatever. I'm just saying, dude.
The gestures are too little too late. Should have used a grenade launcher, would have been a lot quicker.
Eh.
And you give the room a nice paint job.
He tossed away a 9mm like an idiot.
Yeah, he shot it before it could start singing, "Hello, my baby, hello, my honey."
Okay, I want a mod for that.
Oh, same here.
I fucking love that scene from Spaceballs. It's even funnier when it's the late John Hurt that reprises role.
We did not mean
Not again.
Yeah.
The subject didn't make it.
She went from oily to being non-oily all of a sudden.
Over.
Are you sure you...
Just give us the damn orders, sir.
Understood, 2-1.
Let's give us the orders, man.
Captured
I'm
Marines being
freaking
moved to
out.
a Way UAPC in the interior
A
of the
lance
compound.
based upon the
You'll need to temporarily
salamanders. That could
disable the
work.
power module to create a distraction. Don't get killed
A
doing this.
captured Marine. I wonder who could this be?
I think he's dead. That's a mercy killing. He wouldn't be able to afford
Hello,
the.
TK.
And no one minds the fact that I just incinerated the knocked out doctor.
I know, I saw it.
Deserved it. All Whalen Yutani corporate stooges are bastards.
Protocols activated.
In one of the RPGs, it was a fan-made RPG. I'd love to have saved the actual data. It's long since been taken down.
7, 6, 5.
The Mercs actually had some kind of space pistol that was like all chrome and shit. I'd love to have played that game. And also,
In the
Colt.
future,
And Colt still existed. Somehow. Some way. How Colt still existed in, like, the 23rd century, I do not know. Seeing as how it barely exists now.
Sorry, apparently my internet went out.
I hate it when that happens.
So I just realized the character model that they gave me is essentially Turok from the 2008 game.
Yeah, I noticed that. Where are you? Or did you die?
I'm already dead. Now I can
Oh.
just imagine my character model having a bow and a knife.
That'd be a great weapon if we're fighting General Custer.
Just walk away. What was the line he says when he's threatening, was it Brian Dennett? First blood, first blood.
Funnily enough, he says that, yet you can go through an entire enemy base with it.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it works. It's just Ron Perlman being an asshole. Although, sadly, Ron Perlman in real life is not nearly as cool as the characters he portrays. In fact,
Yeah.
he's sadly kind of, well, you know, woke.
And I still can't get over the fact that that Turok game was made by Disney.
Yeah. I need to
I
actually
learned
get that
one
working.
fact and I can't get
What
it
was
out
made
out
by
of my
Disney?
head. Turok 2008.
Oh.
The company who made it, Touchstone Interactive, is owned by Disney. Although, if you are
What kind of
in
crap were they
European
on?
regions, it's published by Capcom.
Wait, what was published by Capcom?
Turok
Turok
2008 in European.
in other regions of the world.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Call of Duty games are published by Square Enix in Japan.
Quay.
What?
I don't know. Activision doesn't have anything to do with in Japan or something, I guess.
Before anyone asks, yes, we're aware that, almost said Iwata got assassinated. That he was already dead. Shinzo Abe got
So is the
assassinated.
creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, the
Wait.
creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Resigns. James Caan passes away. Yesterday was just like, man, there was just like a lot of shit that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was a full moon. Zombies.
Must have been. Yeah, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Went to the Shadow Realm.
Oh my.
Actually,
And
that-
the next dimension.
Which is pretty funny considering that he had nothing to do with that. That was a dub
I
thing.
know. The 4Kids adaptation butchered that shit.
A lot of teeth got pulled in early '90s, early 2000s anime.
I remember like a 4Kids adaptation of a show where a group of men in black burst into a room, guns drawn in the original airing.
That's
When the
Yu-Gi-Oh!
4Kids airing, it's like they're just pointing their fingers.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'll stop you. Now watch, I'll get the video taken down by pointing at the camera. Because that's YouTube. Where would they continue Turok after Turok 3? That's a very good question. It would have to be sort of like a remakeable. You'd
Actually,
have to
oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go on.
A lot of the people in the Turok community and I have actually been discussing that, and some of the options were like what the continuation of the story would go through. And one of the options that I actually agree with is have one where like the Lost Land, the entire Turok lineage, does a civil war against the Council of Voices, with a child now grown up leading the charge.
Okay, that's way better than I came up with.
Badass.
I was just gonna have it be where you had like the next generation Turok have to try to fight Mother God, but yours is a lot better, I think.
I have no idea what anything you guys just said. I never played any Turok.
Oh.
Another idea we had was that Joshua, while he died, his body was kept by the council, basically for their own purposes. So somehow he gets revived, Adon gets captured, and, you know, shenanigans happen, resulting in the destruction of the Council of Voices.
Yeah, see, that'd actually be really good. And that's why it'll never be made.
And then, on top of all of that, Adon would become the new ruler.
That would also be interesting.
Yeah,
I like Turok 3. I don't think it was terrible. It was actually really advanced for its day, and it actually had a pretty good story too. It was fucking hard, like rock hard, but it was pretty fun.
Heck, someone I knew on the Turok wiki even was talking to me about making a novel based on one of the more obscure Turoks from the comics. It's one of those where it's like you only see them, but they never really interact with anybody.
Man, it's always crazy that sometimes you think of like, oh, what would the sequel to this game be or something. Like, I had ideas for whatever, for years before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Like, I had an idea of like, what the heck would Kingdom Hearts 3 be? Or Battalion Wars 3 or something.
I remember when people thought Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't going to come out. Hindsight.
Didn't it take like years and years for that to finally get released, though?
Yeah, because
almost a decade.
Because the director basically got stuck in development hell because Square Enix wanted him to do Final Fantasy Versus 13. That got stuck in development hell and became Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I can see, like, I never got into Kingdom Hearts. I couldn't take that seriously either. The latest Square Enix game I've actually started playing it last week is Guardians of the Galaxy. That is a damn good game. Like, it is really good. Like, the gameplay is really fun.
Yeah, and you'd think, how the fuck did they fuck up Avengers?
That is a very good question.
Like,
probably,
if you play, like, Spider-Man feels like he's got like fucking, like, feels like an old man with like fucking scoliosis.
Old man Spider-Man. Man.
Which was an actual what-if comic.
Mayday Parker, when are we getting this?
Old Man Logan, I used to like that, but it's just a bit too dark for my taste these days. Especially after the Wolverine. God, that was dark.
Mayday Parker, that's the one that's half symbiote, right?
I don't know.
Something like that. Spider-Girl.
Remember, Spider-Man accidentally got Mary Jane radiation poisoning or something like that with his jizz.
See, like, that needs to not be canon.
Comics.
I never was a big comic guy, though, because of weird stuff like that.
Turn it on down.
Oh,
like,
right.
for every good comic story, you get, like, probably 9 bad ones.
And then now it's woke. Before it was woke, it was still bad.
Thanks.
No
At
problem.
least it was tolerable when it was not.
Yeah, the first comic I ever read was Batman vs. the Predator 3. Got it from a Kroger's.
Nice. Predator 2, man, that's a good movie.
Some of the first comics I read were Archie Sonic comics, and then I realized what Ken Penders did, and I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming it was grooming.
No.
Actually, it wasn't that. The motherfucker sued Archie for the characters he created and fucking won.
Oh. 'Cause, like, when you
Because
think,
Archie, how fucking incompetent, they couldn't fucking get their papers in check. They forgot that they essentially forgot the papers existed.
wow,
Essentially, like, all backstory for the echidnas, for, like, Knuckles people and all that stuff, is owned by Ken Penders.
brilliant.
For the Archie comics, that is.
And freaking why we never got it. I also had something to do with Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which I like that game.
Yeah, it was developed by BioWare.
BioWare. Now that is a tragic tale to say the least. Somehow.
But yeah, he's the reason why we haven't seen some of the better characters from the comics and the 1993 Saturday morning show, in the games as of late, or the newer comics.
Jeez Louise, how much is the man wanting? Can't we just pay him off?
Even though some of the characters from the Saturday morning show he had no involvement with. That was Ben Hurst and his team. And Ben Hurst unfortunately passed away.
It's like freaking Kevin McClory with
Like right in front of that APC. There's no way I could get. Oh crap! I'm dead.
That is
Doesn't even
Kevin
matter.
McClory with fucking Thunderbolt.
There was an attempt here. At least I'm buried in barrels.
The Final Fantasy IX review should still be up, although the FF9 review wasn't my best. That was from a difficult time, so I don't. So if it's gone, I might try to re-upload it, but ugh. It's one of those videos I look back and I'm not that proud of.
Turok Evolution 2. I actually remember keeping up with some of the archive concepts that it had.
That's like
speaking of oh god, I forgot what I was gonna say.
We all have our moments.
I was trying to say earlier when you were talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy game being so good, and then what the heck happened with the Avengers. I can tell you what happened with the Avengers. Freaking probably executive meddling.
And Marvel having no ambition.
More or less, I'm thinking the suits and all this stuff. It's like, how can we microtransaction the hell out of this game?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
The freaking guys in boardrooms and charts and all that stuff. The chart guys. The chart says.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think Kevin Feige is that talented as people make him out to be. He's honestly the Dave Filoni of Marvel to me. Oh my god, that guy was T-posing.
How could he?
You can't deny Kevin Feige has at least somewhat of talent. Is the fact that he was able to pretty much pull all this off. That's gotta count
that's a
for
miracle.
I don't know. Sometimes they just get lucky.
Yeah, like Dave Filoni. I will not let that horse die. People suck off that man to no degree.
Yeah, they do.
An ungodly degree.
I do not suck him off. I do a handy J under the table.
How could you? How could you?
Sorry, I was trying to think of a
treason,
Roger from
then.
American Dad joke.
Exactly. See,
It's
I like the
treason.
Mandalorian. I think he's a decent character, but I'd love it if he was actually done by Karen Travis. Now that is somebody I'll go down. Never mind.
Here's the thing. Dave Filoni got Karen Travis fired.
Oh yeah, well, then it's war then.
Well, it fully depends. I mean, Karen Travis didn't spark up a friendship with George Lucas, not like Dave Filoni did.
Yeah, she refused to go down on him. Never mind. I don't like Kathleen Kennedy. But with that in mind, though.
Again, the Kathleen Kennedy stuff, I honestly feel like, does she even... Honestly, I feel like half the time she doesn't even really care in most cases. She's just there, she just signs the checks, that's it, and just, like, lets other people do it, or gets dictates from, like, Disney board members or something.
Maybe.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Karen Travis, back in 2002, when the first Rebel Commando book came out, I actually thought she was pretty hot. I don't know. She was, like, in her 40s, older than my mother, but you know what? That's a MILF I would like.
Remember when Star Wars books were actually written by fans who actually gave a shit about the lore?
I remember pre-ordering Star Wars books. That doesn't happen ever for the last decade. More than a decade.
Since the Great Purge of 2014.
Yeah. That was not a good year. Like, I had to deal with a divorce that year. So, yeah. And Star Wars, it's like, really? Is the universe wanting to just keep pounding me into dust.
Basically, the universe just kept kicking you relentlessly in the dick.
Pretty much, yeah.
That was last year for me.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, losing 2 grand is, you know.
I can't. My little sister fucking got pregnant, which, yay.
Oh dear, I was gonna say, wait, is she? Never mind.
18. Well,
Oh
17.
god. Oh god.
Oh boy.
You were saying,
Yeah.
General?
Never mind. I'm gonna run screaming in the opposite direction.
I don't want to add. I don't really want to ask questions because I'm worried it's the worst case scenario.
Let's just, so how about The Simpsons? You know, that is a classic TV show from 1982. That's not 1982. It's 1987.
Yeah, 87 was the Tracy Ullman show. And
87 was a good fucking year, though.
Not as good as 89 though. God, dear God, the Hollywood blockbusters that season was amazing.
Yeah, and that GeneralLotz guy was born too. The holiest day of the year.
Yeah, that's when humanity fucking peaked right then and there.
Exactly. Oh yeah, The Shadow, 1994. I did a rewatch of that. It doesn't hold up that well just because it's not that good of a film. I mean, the introduction to The Shadow, it's a guy randomly shooting off into the ether trying to shoot the Shadow, when realistically it should have been the Shadow beating somebody up at first and then cue dramatic entrance. You just didn't quite get the superhero quite right back then.
Also, another Tim Curry movie.
Yeah, I think he was like the.
To be fair, I would prefer it to a modern day Marvel movie, which honestly, all those movies look the same. They all feel the same.
I don't know what. Sorry, please finish.
Like, those films are essentially made on conveyor belts. You can't tell me otherwise.
Thor: Blood and Thunder. Or is it Blood and Thunder or something else?
Love and Thunder.
Oh, okay, it's not Blood and Thunder.
It's like, yeah, want to hear something really stupid? Fucking Taika Waititi, the director, asked Natalie Portman if she wanted to be in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, Star Wars is doomed.
Like, yeah, and they want this motherfucker to direct a Star Wars movie? It's like, oh god.
To be fair, in some ways, it's just like, do you think maybe he did get confused with Keira Knightley? Because it's just like, oh yeah, Keira Knightley was Amidala in freaking Phantom Menace.
Okay, where's that other thing?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's just it's one of those funny jokes, you know, you just kind of forget at times or something. Like, people, like Anna Kendrick forgot she was in the Twilight movies.
Yeah,
wait,
but like...
really?
Yeah, she forgot.
How could you forget that shit?
She was just like, holy shit, I was in Twilight. She just tweeted it randomly one day.
Over here.
Well, when you consider
like, did
that...
she thought that was like a fucking fever dream once? It wouldn't surprise me.
I find it crazy she didn't remember, because it's like, you were in 4 of the 5 of them. I mean, granted, you weren't in them long. It's just like, basically, you were there for like 3 or 4 scenes, and it's just like, how many days of shooting is that? And then you're done.
Or kind of like Timothy Dalton as James Bond. It's like, oh yeah, I was in a James Bond movie. Or 2, actually.
I still hate he only got 2 movies.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He should have gotten a 3rd one. He should have.
He was. It was going to be basically GoldenEye.
But then again, we wouldn't have had Pierce Brosnan, and Pierce Brosnan's great.
Funnily
Pierce
enough,
Brosnan is just the perfect Bond, aside from Sean Connery.
Funnily enough, he came out and said that he didn't actually take the role seriously.
Which I find that insane when you consider that one scene from Tomorrow Never Dies. I'm just a professional doing a job. So am I. Boom! Just shoots the guy in the head, execution style.
Heck, I still love the scene between Bond and Zukovsky when Bond holds him at gunpoint. Walther PPK. 7.62 millimeter. Only 3 men I know use such a gun. I believe I've killed 2 of them. Lucky me. Glick. I think not.
I still can't believe that's Robbie Coltrane.
I still can't believe he used a .32 caliber pistol in 1995.
Well, he did upgrade to the P99.
I'm surprised they made back in Dr. No, they made him replace it with the PPK, despite the fact that Beretta was arguably stronger.
Well, that's because fun note, some weapons expert mailed a letter to Ian Fleming saying, like, You know, I love
read
the Bond novels, but he's using a pathetic gun.
I read that one. I was actually reading that when I was looking up something from the Young Bond novels the other day.
I guess that happened in here.
But
Isn't
again, I guess
Bond like an
really-
absolute head in the books?
Oh, in the books, he's terrible. He's like the freaking Sterling Archer from the movie. I mean, from the show Archer, is more closer representation of the book Bond than any of the movies.
But you would be surprised
Really?
how crazy Young Bond is. I mean, imagine him as I mean, he's doing crazy stuff that he would be doing in MI6 as a teenager in school. In just 1 year, he's already stopped 3 or 4 major bad guys, and then got kicked out of Eden, had to go through another school, got kicked out 12 days afterwards.
It's the Queen.
Say again, O'Neill.
Zintel. Xeno's going their own way. But anyway.
Oh god. Ugh. Please tell me they don't have cameras, because I feel like this is wouldn't be exactly safe for work if they had cameras.
Oh wait. Does the Queen have like this giant like bobtail?
Let's move, man.
Well, see, like in Alien
Exactly.
Resurrection, she had the Xenogina. Xenogina.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. I hated it when I saw it, and oh god.
Oh god, they actually have cameras here. Oh
Oh
god.
my god. I thought that was a fever dream I had once. I'm like, nah, surely they didn't have cameras in that level, did they?
That's making my skin crawl.
So wait, the Queen has an OnlyFans account?
I was thinking the Queen had this like giant blob thing that she spits out the eggs with, or something. And I'm just like, okay, now I'm just getting flashbacks to the Slurm Queen.
Oh dear. See, like the Xenogina scene, my mother was in the room when that showed up. It's like, oh dear, it's not what it looks like.
I'll tell you what's awkward: watching the movie Dodgeball with your grandmother.
I have not seen that movie in like 20 years, so I have no idea what it's about.
Especially when they come out in all the S&M gear.
I did not remember that. All I remember is if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, and that's it.
I love that line so much.
That's the only thing I remember.
You can dodge
I feel
traffic,
like
you can
Ratchet-
dodge a ball.
I feel like that's something Transformers Prime Ratchet would say.
Zap.
Like it just feels like him.
I don't know how I'm still alive.
Faith in the Emperor.
By the Force.
See, like, the sad part is 40K is starting to replace, well, it has pretty much replaced Star Wars. And I never really rated 40K nearly as highly as Star Wars. I mean, 40K is great and all, but Star Wars was something else entirely. You could actually, you know, root for most of the characters. Whereas in 40K, you've got, like, Kane and Eisenhorn, and Eisenhorn's kind of debatable.
Yeah, there's no good people in 40K.
There's some. There's some. It's not all, you know, servitors and shit, but
Like, oh, who's the lesser of the two evils?
there's some actual legitimate heroes. You gotta kind of go through a lot of the books to find them, but they're there. Because Eisenhorn could be said to be a legitimate hero. He does actually care about people. Mostly. Mostly, but it is one of those things where it's debatable. Whereas in Star Wars, you know, you've got Luke, Han, Leia, you got the Republic Commandos, even Boba Fett to a degree. But imagine that basically in Star Wars, you got legitimate heroes, whereas in 40K, you've got the best you're gonna get is like a Boba Fett kind of guy, a real Boba Fett, not drunk Uncle Fett from that fucking TV show.
You mean actually Boba Fett?
Hey, he tried to lose weight. I respect.
Boba Fett. Sure, whatever. Fuck, I miss Robot Chicken.
See, like, I respect Tim Tam, but his writing was bad. I respect him because he tried to lose some weight, so he wasn't Boba Fett. He did an interview for something talking about, yeah, they kept calling me Boba Fett, so I lost some weight. It's like, I respect him now. I won't call him Boba Fett. I just call him Drunk Uncle Fett, because that's kind of how he acted. Like, back in my day, son, we didn't have a jetpack. We just had a pack.
And if it was Boba Fett, he would have fucking murdered those Tuskens.
Yeah, he would have. That's the thing. That's what pissed me off so much about Book of Boba Fett. As I've mentioned on many occasions, every time I talk about Boba Fett, it's like, Mando kills like everybody in 5 minutes. Boba Fett finally gets to kill somebody in the last episode. What the fuck? Last episode? What? Boba Fett is not a nice guy. If you think Mando is kind of mean, Boba Fett's way worse.
Yeah, Boba Fett's like that times 50.
I feel like Boba Fett in the Boba Fett. Now I liked Book of Boba Fett.
Very close call.
But I have to say, Boba Fett was feeling like he's kind of feeling like acting like his dad in the Jango Fett game.
In the Jango Fett game, Jango was way worse. He threw a guy off a building.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he threw the senator off the building.
Yeah, Jango Fett was a bastard. You gotta remember that. Like,
I'm just thinking of like his scenes with like.
What happened there?
I think it blew up, and I think something blew up, and we caught on fire.
I am now.
I know. I was lighting some Xenos on fire, and then something happened.
You died scissoring the other guy.
Oh my. What are my top favorite Star Wars novels? Okay, my favorite Star Wars novel of all time is I, Jedi, which I'm rereading now. It's also my first Star Wars novel that I got when I was 6 years old from a grocery store.
Man, that's a 500-page epic.
Yeah. The big problem I had reading that was I had no idea who anybody was. Because if you haven't read the Thrawn trilogy and the X-Wing trilogy, or X-Wing series, you're not going to know who anybody is. Like, Corran Horn, who the fuck is that? You know? But, okay, so you've got I, Jedi, Heir to the Empire, Back to War, Republic Commando, don't make me choose. Ooh. Order 66. And last, most certainly not least, Vision of the Future, where Luke Skywalker finally gets to have the sexy time with the Mara Jade. So yeah, that is the top favorite. The least favorite is going to be Fate of the Jedi Sacrifice. Because, really, you're going to kill off Mara Jade? Really? Why?
And have Jason Solo turn to the dark side.
And that too.
No, that wasn't Fate of the Jedi. No, that was Legacy in the Force.
Oh, whatever. That one. It was like, good God, you're going to kill off Mara Jade? Haven't you killed enough, Lucas? And I guarantee you, Lucas killed her. I guarantee you.
I believe that was someone else. Oh, that was actually, what's his name? Troy Denning, actually.
Oh.
I thought Lucas, they basically just contacted him and told him, like, we're going to do this, and he's just like, sure, whatever. Like, when they first killed off Chewbacca, he was just like, look, we're going to kill off somebody. And he's just like, Chewbacca, whatever. And he's just like, he's like checked out, or he was focused with the prequels.
Well, actually, a pretty awesome thing. Peter Mayhew and R.A. Salvatore actually had were pretty good friends.
See, killing off Chewbacca, I can live with that. Killing off Anakin, okay, you're going a little too far. But killing off Mara Jade's like, who's left alive at this point?
How's the,
That's why I said I skipped with, I go like those, Jason and Jaina books or something, because my elementary, middle school or something, they had those books. They had like, they had the X-Wing books in the library.
Young Jedi Knight.
They had the Young Jedi Knights and all that stuff. They had some of those Anakin Solo books.
Oh, those are good.
Right before the Yoga Bomb showed up, and then I just stopped there, and then I skip all the way to Legacy Comics, because I'm just like, okay, at least everyone I know is dead, but I could imagine they lived full lives.
Yeah, I can live with that. Oh, what
I'm
can I say, Shadow?
Try and get the fucking Yuzon Vong War.
Oh, I was gonna say, how's the Colonial Marines going?
It's
swimmingly.
I was at work.
Oh, that's always fun. And see, Book of Boba Fett, like, when they got to episode 4, it was from Mandalorian season 3. They literally just took the already completed episodes and just put it in there, which
it wouldn't surprise me. Oh yeah, they also undid Mando season 2, which pissed me off.
Yeah,
and
they ruined Luke again.
Watching season 3. Yeah, I don't know how they managed, but they did.
I'm still gonna dress up as Din Djarin because I like him, so I can just imagine him being done by Karen Traviss and being way better. It's like, Karen, I would totally go down on. Never mind. Even if she's like in her 60s, you know what?
Can we please stop saying this kind of stuff along with like the political stuff?
With the bush and everything? Oh man.
Actual.
We're all adults here.
Well, with Lotz, it's less crazy because I would honestly go down on Primarch T.
Oh my.
Look, we don't know who's watching this, okay? Freaking kids could be watching this. I don't know what. Listen, kids, if you're watching this, why are you watching this?
Your mom could be watching it. Oh lord.
That would be awkward at dinner.
It always could be worse.
That is always one thing that is just like, this is one thing, like, sometimes I'm a little careful with, like, what I write or what I say, because I'm like, oh my god, if my mom sees this, oh jeez.
Well, you know, sometimes.
Listen, my mom gets on my case when I share some things on Facebook. Okay, she, like, gets on my case and, like, delete this now.
I never had to deal with that, but sometimes when I hear my grandmother or somebody listening to my videos, like, oh god, I'm gonna say something like, go fuck yourself, motherfucker. It's like, I don't want to be in the same room when somebody hears me say that, you know? It's like, it's just kind of awkward. But whatever.
For me, I've just learned to stop giving a shit.
Freedom of speech?
It's like, if someone has a problem with what I say and how I say it, it's them that's the problem.
Hey, and if you think I'm political, you should watch Shad M. Brooks.
Well, speaking of which, I need to upload a new video. I need to upload a new video tonight.
Oh, what?
There was a Dragon Ball game that just came out with some really cool new units, and I got both of them plus like 10 new units I didn't have, and it was really cool.
Nice.
It's like 12 minutes long.
What the heck was that I just threw? A ball breaker?
I have no idea.
2 questions, TK. One, this Dragon Ball game you speak of, does it have Guinea?
It's Dokkan Battle.
Oh. So no Goku's mother.
Goku's mom is in it.
She is? Awesome! I love her.
MILF. But anyway, MILF aside.
Saiyan MILF, so it's better.
Maseko X or something, he did the What If Guinea Went to Earth series of videos, and I'm like, oh my god, I would watch Dragon Ball if it was like this timeline.
I saw that.
I love it.
I will have to take your word for it.
Imagine if Vegeta went to Earth first.
Oh boy.
See, here's the funny part though. I actually had an ex who was both a MILF and a big fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Neat.
So that's one of the things I kind of associate with that. I never cared about Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball regular. It just was never a franchise I got into. I mean, I was the right age to watch it.
I believe Funimation, they absolutely screwed up. Like, they essentially zoomed in the image to make it widescreen for DBZ. Like, for the Orange Box collection, as people have dubbed it. They zoomed it in to make it widescreen. And they removed all the film grain. And they removed the film grain so much that it actually negatively affected, like, the image. Where, like, its lines were missing from the characters.
See, what I find funny about that, though, is I saw, if that's the worst that it was, then the fact that the dub had send him to the next dimension. That's the one I saw. Or the weird one where they had to get rid of Hell, the home for infinite losers. Thank you, Fateless.
Infinite losers.
Yes, that was a thing.
I watched some episodes of Dragon Ball back in the day when I was reading and all that stuff, and it's just like, I didn't get into it then, but it's just like, you know what, I would kind of go back and watch it now in some ways. Here's a funny thing, I also watched, like, on Toonami quite a few times. I watched episodes of, like, Dragon Ball GT, and then years later I find out it's like, wow, everybody apparently hated GT.
It's like, I don't know any of that.
Dragon Ball GT was not written by the original person who wrote GT.
I know.
That's why it was hated so much, and a lot of people hated the new form that they introduced, even though it's actually kind of a lot cooler looking than the stuff that they've released recently.
I think GT has kind of gone through a mini resurgence.
Oh, what, like the prequels?
Yes, but the prequels, it was long overdue.
The Blu-ray
didn't GT come out even before the prequels? Like, didn't GT come out in like '97 or something?
I think so.
I will just have to take your word for it, because all I know is, like, Goku was like a kid, then he grew up, and yeah, that's all I really know.
Yeah. There's a good thing I saw where it's just like, if you could have the chance, how would you fix GT? And it's just like somebody put down like a lot of different things, and it's just like the first one is like, don't make Goku a kid, make him like as weak as like he was before. Like his power level's like 2 or something.
Yes, we pronounce the Japanese way where it's wrong, so you can't call it the home for infinite losers, huh? I don't know.
Making Goku a kid felt off.
Wasn't he already a kid though? And then like didn't he grow up?
Dragon Ball.
In Dragon Ball, but in Dragon Ball Z, he became an adult.
Okay.
In GT,
The first episode of Dragon Ball GT, when he gets wished to be a kid again with the Black Star Dragon Balls or something, he's already a grandfather.
Oh dear, looks like somebody's grouping. But anyway, yeah, Dragon Ball 1, I watched like the first season, I guess, the first story arc with like the talking pig who had like a harem of underage people, so that was weird.
Oh boy.
And then he wished for like literal used soiled female underwear, so that kind of turned me off of the show.
Well, apparently the original Dragon Ball run was just like a parody of Sun Wukong's Journey to the West.
Sun Wukong, eh? That sounds about right.
there's a douchebag outside who has his what's that thing that has 2 wheels again? Motorcycle. He
Yes.
just put his radio at max with some country music and is blaring it for everybody to hear.
I see.
Fuck country music. God.
Do you know what's funny about motorcycles, though? I don't consider somebody a real biker if they have a radio on their motorcycle. I'm just saying. I could be biased on that just because my stepdad
They
did.
have that same thought process, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's like, because he never had one on there, and he was a true biker dude. Although not a real biker, though, because there's some biker culture stuff that he never went in for. But, yeah, if you think I'm bad about politics stuff, you should listen to Shad M. Brooks and his, Night's Watch. It's like, holy crap, that's pretty spicy. That's a spicy meatball.
I just try to avoid all that stuff to begin with.
Sometimes you gotta be a little... Gotta live dangerously.
This coming in from Griffin. Did you enjoy all 3 Darth Bane books?
Yes, I did. Although I like the first one a bit more. Darth Bane, I think, has a fandom that, like, people like the villains, but Darth Bane at least had a pretty good start, and it's easy to see why he became such a selfish, self-centered asshole.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of liking the bad guys, same with the Old Republic MMO. It seems like the writers kind of like writing the Sith more than they do the Jedi Republic side.
Yeah,
That's because they're more fun.
Especially when you do your Sith Warrior light side. Oh my god, I freaking love that character.
I just didn't like Tor. I found it really, really boring. I bought it. 3 months of time I bought it, and I just I never finished it.
Oh, you bought the MMO?
Yeah, many years ago.
Did you honestly try to complete an MMO?
Yes.
When was the last time you heard of anyone beating EverQuest? Oh wait, when was the last time any of us heard anyone playing EverQuest?
That's been a while.
I just
And
remember
I
an MMO guy.
say a bridge joke and it goes under the fucking water.
You know, I was off and on with the Old Republic at times, and it's just like I was getting pretty far with certain characters and all that stuff, and it's just like I was enjoying this. I was enjoying the story. I was enjoying the gameplay and all that stuff, especially like joining a group and all that stuff and doing raids. Some of those were fun, but it's just a case of like I just joined too late and all that stuff. There's just like so much I can't do and all that stuff, and it's just like, sometimes you just start getting the fatigue starts hitting you.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know, I remember this argument I got into someone from Disney Canon who said, "Oh no, you're still getting Legend stuff. The Old Republic's a thing." I'm like, that's one era, you fucking inbred.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't call them that, but I'm just like definitely saying it's just like, yeah, but freaking that's just BioWare and like EA off on their own little thing, and it's like it has really nothing to do overall.
I would say kind of a tick.
No impact.
I think the
let's
last
see.
time I played an MMO was Star Trek Online. I started out when they pulled out the Agents of Yesterday expansion pack. Now they're on the new Mirror Universe content.
Huh. Is that the one with Harry Kim, the yesterday one, or is that a different one?
Agents of Yesterday, that's TOS.
Okay, so that's not the one I'm thinking of. The last time I played it was they brought back Garrett Wang.
Yeah, and I know for this one, they've added new Mirror Universe content with the mirror version of Janeway, surprisingly. And
So she's slightly nicer?
Probably slightly more tolerable. But also, they actually made a bad guy out of your own Mirror Universe character.
How about
So
what would
basically,
Am I going?
But
so basically,
what if your character is already an incessive douchebag to begin with?
You're more of one, but now with an Imperial banner.
How about what would an evil version of me be like?
I don't want an evil version.
I
don't
don't see
want
what an evil version of me would look like.
You'd probably enjoy everything that you've considered bad.
It's just
Me,
Fiend!
Mine would be Dick.
Oh god, I could be from California.
I was gonna say, when you were saying like what would the mirror universe version of like if your character was a douchebag already and all that stuff, I'm just thinking, oh, that one episode of South Park where they had mirror people and like Mirror Cartman is actually a really nice kid.
Well, actually, funnily enough, the mirror universe actually plays with this, where it has the Klingons staying relatively the same, some Terran characters being the same, some characters in the mirror universe being complete assholes, some being heroes, and they really play around with it quite a bit. The Cardassians, though, they went full 100 with 40s era Germany there.
Well, yeah, it's the Cardassians. Fuck them.
Yeah, they also were like extremely militant, like for like 1 minute or something of that one Worf episode with all the Enterprises.
The never-ending sacrifice.
I can see you'd probably, instead of firearm reviews, you'd probably do like soy product reviews.
That could happen, or I could just be like a really big asshole. Like, if I look at my formative years, I could take completely wrong lessons from it all and just be really bitter. Which, I don't know.
Okay, from Anthony Jordan Movies and More, a plot kept giving Janeway too many easy outs.
Yes, every
like Dave
time.
Filoni in his writing style.
Okay, is this the baby Jesus? Just take the bag off of his head. Why didn't you take the bag? Why is it still on his head? Just reach over and take it off. Did they ride all the way back there with that fucking sack on his head?
They probably said, "Yep, they are holding him hostage."
Son, be careful about what you do next. Did you know about the manifest? You were
Everyone's oily again. It's a miracle.
that Bella was gonna die, no matter what.
Baby Jesus showed up and made his hat come off.
Son, there wasn't a force in hell that was gonna stop you guys from going in and trying anyway. Put it down.
Freaking wait, when the heck did Bishop show up?
I don't know. Shoot crews
Been
between
here
the
the whole
eyes.
time.
We just risked our lives to get this guy out.
It's a different android model, though.
Yeah, they're supposed to all look the same.
What happened on the Sulaco?
And they're all meant to look like the guy that created them, which is creepy.
And so Hicks is just gonna sit there.
That soldier now.
Yeah, Hicks is just listening to these idiots fucking argue. Is like, there are fucking aliens around, you fucking morons.
Yes.
And he doesn't even look like he didn't even went through hell.
At least they got the scar on his face.
Yeah.
Wasn't Sigourney Weaver supposed to help with like a new Alien 3 and 4? Like Alien 3 and 4, the original just didn't exist.
I think it was Alien 5. She was supposed to be like half xenomorph or some shit.
I thought she was supposed to rewrite Alien 3 and 4 like they didn't exist.
I have
Oh
no
yeah,
idea.
she was working on something with Neil Blomkamp, I believe. Yeah, it would follow up after Aliens, after the Sulaco got lost or something in space.
Yep.
And
Oh,
of
yeah,
course,
the,
of course, like for the explanation for their aging is like cryogenic stasis can only go so far before you slowly age, which could be used to explain how she aged 7 years from Alien to Aliens.
It's a Terminator excuse. The skin ages naturally like a normal human. It's like, sure, yeah. Oh,
Hey, at least I gave a better explanation than what we got for Alien Resurrection's bullshit.
The Terminator can't get boners after a certain age.
I also like how they talk about
Oh my.
100 other Marines, but we don't have any reason to care about them.
Yeah, they're just kind of there.
Heading right for Hadley's Hope.
100 Xenos.
Oh yes. Speaking of boners, would you believe it? The author of Twilight actually explained in the book
Yep.
how vampires get boners. And
I
it's
did
like,
not need to know that
for
that was the
fuck's
explanation.
sake.
Edward's
Neither
penis
did
is
I.
full of vampire venom.
All I know is that
hell?
Dracula had Alucard. I don't need to know anything more than that.
Yeah.
I
do
learned
need
that. I learned that through Dominic Noble's Twilight Breaking Dawn videos.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate those books with a fucking passion.
I have read a little bit of horror fiction. Most recently, I read a book called Residue by Steve Diamond. Oh, we got the baby Jesus.
As the most dangerous killing machines in the universe rise.
The whole universe. Not just this galaxy. Not just this part of the galaxy. No, the whole entire universe.
Important or valuable, but you don't get to decide that. You and my pilot are the most important Marines we have, and right now,
Why didn't they give Hicks a rifle?
That's a very good question.
Why haven't they shot Cruz yet?
Because he's got plot armor.
I mean, I'm sorry, but at this point, someone should have put a slug between his eyes.
It's the bar.
Everybody say about the bird.
No. We don't want to say anything about that. Family Guy
The
ruined that
bar
song.
bar, home of the beer.
Honestly, that song will only be associated with Full Metal Jacket for me.
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot it was in there.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
like
like
his
after
face
one of
now.
the characters got a kill, you could see his face go, and then the horror sets in. He's like, he's looking around, looking for if anyone caught that, but then the horror sets in of what he actually did.
Oh yeah. Sorry, this is the Emperor Snake in chat. Oh yeah, Lana Benico. Oh god, I love that Sith.
Oh, Lana's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had my Jedi Knight.
Wait, you went
had
down
my
on her?
character. You can actually marry her.
I had my Jedi Knight, which I based off of Usagi Taskino from Sailor Moon and all that stuff. But she was a Jedi Knight and she ended up with Lana.
So we got some
Kinky.
lesbian going on. Okay.
Can.
Sadly, no scenes. Unfortunately, you can have
Yeah,
the
well.
character propose to her and all that stuff, and they act like they're married and all that stuff. But no, sadly, we didn't get a scene.
Arm wrestling.
This isn't fucking Mass Effect.
Crying out loud again.
I'm down.
Some of that stuff's just overblown.
Yeah, see that's the thing. You saw like 2 seconds of bare ass of Ashley's ass effect, and that was it.
It is clearly way animated. It's not like anything realistic.
Yeah, see, I remember that's actually something I would find kind of interesting though, is if they actually did do that. The implication that Fox News said was like, you get to control all of the action. It's like, you do? Because I seem to remember it was one scene of bare ass, and that was it. Now, like, if there's like a QTE for that, that'd be kind of interesting, I think.
But it's like the hot coffee. It's like the whole hot coffee controversy with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's just like, look, it was one thing in the program files that they cut, obviously.
Yeah,
QTE
but
sex
And some
game.
modders that restored that you can't do without special tools.
But then again, since when does the news care? But I think it'd be kind of an interesting thing. You know, you've got like QTEs and like an orgasm meter. I think that might be kind of an interesting thing to do.
You're playing the wrong game. Or wait, those games do exist, but they're not mainline.
Well, yeah, but not like a hentai game, but actually have
That's
it be
Kansas Pistol.
where you've got, it's actually the arms of Gail Ann Hurd, I believe, in the film, because she actually knew how to mimic recoil. But anyway, no, like if you had a Mass Effect game where you could control the action, I think that'd be kind of interesting, really. And you have like the legit.
You just want to. You want to go for Liara, don't you?
No, I never did. Give me that Telly any day. She may not have actual breasts, but whatever. I can live with that.
Didn't
Surgery.
Oblivion have a similar
which one's
controversy to
Callie?
San Andreas?
Yeah, you could potentially have people get naked in a mod.
Which one of them is the one alien chick that always have to wear the helmet?
Callie.
Yeah, Telly.
Okay.
Telly is
Oh, her, yep.
Normandy. Arm wrestling.
When you
yeah.
name your ship after a beach.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It's technically a place in France with like Vikings and shit. But yeah,
People
arm
think
wrestling. I knew that was a
Columbus
sport.
was like the first, like European, like the fucking America Vikings dude. And plus, Christopher Columbus was an asshole.
Yeah, they were all bad back then. He was no worse than anyone else.
No,
Actually,
he was worse. He was an exception. He was fucking evil.
Yeah, but if you consider all the death in China, it's like he was kind of a underachiever.
Yeah, Mao's China. Jesus.
Well, Mao's China, that's a different time.
Yeah, that was like overkill.
We're talking like Christopher Columbus, like the numbers he was doing and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's a little bad in terms of like the population of the Earth at the time. It's like, dude, Genghis Khan was like, good God, the percentage.
Genghis, Temujin. Yeah, whenever I think of like arm wrestling, what comes to my mind is the film Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Yes, there's a great story behind that one.
Yeah, Canon Films bet a lot too much on that one.
Well, it was a 2-film deal apparently. They gave Stallone a huge amount of money to be in their movies, but basically it was for a 2-film deal. It was Cobra, which it's not good. It's not good. It made money, but it's like it's not the money. It was not as much money as the Canon was wanting. And then Over the Top, where they thought arm wrestling truck driving would sell.
Hey, I'd watch
You're
it.
off watching like the fucking there's an extended cut of Cobra, which goes more in depth. You're better off watching that.
Your disease. I'm a cure.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of those Canon films that it's just like kind of like, what was the director's cut? It's like freaking Golan kept cutting a lot of stuff. Like apparently, what's that film where like a bunch of terrorists are like attacking USA, or Invasion USA and all that stuff? And apparently there was a lot of good stuff that got cut because it's just like, no, we just want more Chuck Norris action.
What's wrong with
There's
Chuck
like
Norris
really
action?
Good story. There's a really good story that relates to Chuck Norris's character. Nah, cut it all out. Just have him just shooting.
Oh yeah, the Fly. There's a Gettysburg ship in Halo, specifically Halo First Strike. Let's see. Yeah, the Fly.
Captain Keyes in the Fall of Reach was a fucking shad. Literally.
Yeah, also in the Cole Protocol as well. I just finished reading that book today.
I'm trying to remember which came out first. I'm guessing the Halo game came out first before like Fall of Reach book.
Fall of Reach came out slightly before the game. It was a prequel.
Oh, really? I was just kind of thinking, it's just like, man, it's just like, that would have been great if like a lot of people were reading it before playing the first game and all that stuff, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, like this character I was liking, like, oh my god, Keyes, he was so great. It's like, no, he died.
That kind of did happen to a certain extent.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of people played the game first before they read that book.
But yeah, so did I. I hadn't even heard of Halo until 2003 anyway.
Like, honestly, Keyes doing that fucking orbital maneuver, that was fucking badass. That was a fucking great scene.
Yes, it was. I didn't do any sports until arm wrestling. I've arm wrestled like once back in 2002, so there's that. I never got into any sports myself. Just target shooting, and that's about it.
I was about to say Over the Top. All I really remember that film was like it inspired one episode of Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter. Now that is a classic television show. Yeah. Sadly, after season 2, it became terrible.
Oh god, it's this bit from the, the E3 demo.
I don't remember that at all. It's been so
Back
long.
when it was on the PS2?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're looking for a mod,
isn't there a
review?
basement section?
Yeah.
Should be.
What mod?
So, Jedi Academy has a mod called Movie Duels.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And I didn't do this until yesterday, but there's a thing where you can actually play Jedi Outcast in Jedi Academy. All you have to do is move some of the asset files from... You copy the asset files from Jedi Outcast and put them into Jedi Academy's asset folder. And every, like, skin, mission skin, everything like that is in Jedi Academy, and
Awesome.
Along with the skins, like you can play almost whoever you want. You could play as like Commander Cody, running through the campaign if you really wanted to.
Wow. I'll have to look at that. There's a lot of mods I just can't get to because I don't have any time to play any games anymore.
Imagine like Jedi Knight with Jedi like movie duels and fucking lightsaber combat. Because movie duels had a dedicated blocking feature, which was nice.
I'm using it right now.
So it'd be nice if
No,
like
I'm talking about movie battles. I'm talking about movie battles. Shite.
see, I'd like to see Dark Forces 1 and 2 get remade. Dark Forces 2 kind of did, but I don't think Dark Forces 1 ever did.
Dark Forces 2 got remade. There's some guy I watched like they HD filed or something. Like they kind of remade the whole game where it looks better and all that stuff. It still has like the FMV cutscenes and all that stuff. But it's like, okay, this game does not look like all the characters do not look blocky. They look much smoother. It's just like I don't know. It was some mod or something for Jedi Knight, but it was great.
I have the mod. It basically makes everything look like Battlefront 2 HD.
Surprisingly enough, the main mods that I usually play are like co-op mods.
Like 7 co-op for Half-Life.
The Taraktu co-op mod, and I thought about trying the Star Trek Elite Force 2 co-op mod.
I think there's also a co-op mod for Medal of Honor Allied Assault as well, but I'm not sure how well it works.
Might not be so great.
Especially on the Normandy mission.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that later this year, theoretically. So, but we gotta help Tara Reid get to the aircraft.
Tara
The
Reid,
Flying
boy,
Death
no.
Force.
That's some freaking flashbacks.
Oh dear.
I still remember that one episode of Scrubs where I can't remember. She's like, I think she was either related to Jordan or Dr. Cox or something. But it's essentially like JD was dating her at one point, and then they're just like cuts to him like she hits him in the groin with a golf club, and it's just like they were trying to get on America's Funniest Home Videos. Can't we just go home and have sex? No, film it again.
Ouch.
Dr. Cox, huh?
The poor bastard.
Freaking Dr. Cox in Scrubs was just great. Just one of the funniest characters. Him and the janitor.
Wasn't Michael? Yeah, Michael J. Fox was on Scrubs.
Yeah, he had a guest appearance because Bill Lawrence created Spin City as well.
See, I know what you're talking about. I've seen Scrubs, but I would never watch that today because, good God, I hate sitcoms. Except for Seinfeld. That still holds up.
There's a lot of sitcoms that are still pretty good.
That 70s show till season 7.
Yeah, there's a funny thing. My dad is basically Red Foreman, minus the threatening to shove foot up an ass.
Well, that's the best part of it.
So like, put my foot up your ass. Oh God, Kurtwood Smith was perfect as Red.
Oh, he's great.
He would have been a great. There's a villain in Earthhive, Aliens Earthhive, named Massey. That should have been played by him. He's basically a psychopathic killer.
It's just like it seems like he has been villains or something. Freaking Boddicker and freaking RoboCop.
Yeah, fucking RoboCop, Boddicker.
No, boom.
Oh, Clarence.
I'm not arresting you anymore.
Oh God,
I'm trying to
he
remember,
shoot
for
the
those of
screen.
you who have seen RoboCop, how many minutes in before Peter Weller gets like shot?
Like 30.
20.
No, like 10.
Not even 30.
I guess I've seen Virtuosity, but I have not seen it since like 1998 or something. I vaguely remember that. I vaguely remember what it was, and I have played Elden Ring, but I got kind of bored with it, and yeah, this year is like going by way too fucking fast. And Night Drive Studios should work on at least Dark Forces 1. I really want to be able to play that a lot easier.
But then again, modern day Lucasfilm wants things done by them and them only.
Yep.
Give Night Dive some
they
time.
don't
I'm
like
sure they'll find a
quality.
way.
Isn't that what kind of happened to LucasArts? You know,
Life will find a
around like
way.
the late 2000s or something. They kind of just wanted to do everything on their own.
And they could do it on their own, but the big problem is, of course, that now all we really get when it comes to Star Wars games is EA garbage. garbage.
The EA exclusivity is over.
I don't know why they agreed to that one, unless friggin' EA paid a shitload for it.
They might have. Favorite thing to take to the range? Oh, that's hard to choose. Don't make me choose. I actually went to the range today. Took the Beretta, I believe
George Lucas said, like, when The Force Unleashed 2 was being developed, he was given the choice to either fund more TCW or The Force Unleashed 2. Imagine if Force Unleashed 2 had more time in the oven.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was kind of disappointed with Force Unleashed 2. I mean, I liked it in some ways, but I'm just like, this is way too short. This is like I loved Disney's Epic Mickey. That was a great game. Then Epic Mickey 2 is just like, this thing is way too short.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like so much less in it. It's like I was just like, I thought it wouldn't have taken as long to make, because it's just like, look, you're not building for, at least with the first game, you're having to build from the ground up and all that stuff, so a sequel shouldn't take as long in some ways, because like, look, you're just building off that. You still probably have a lot of the same assets and all that stuff you can reuse, but you know.
If that's the atmospheric processor, that's not good.
Yes. It's a lot of radiation.
That means that metal is radioactive, and it's most likely going to eat you all alive.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We don't need any kids. But my favorite gun to take to the range is one I took today, because I took 3 guns. The Beretta 92, the Rossi 92, and the Ruger Carbine. The Beretta 92 annoys me. I can't tell if I'm shooting too high or too low. But by far my favorite gun to shoot at any range is, of course, the Rossi 92, which is a clone of the Winchester 92 chambered in .357 Magnum. Although I just shoot 38 specials through it because, well, 38 specials are cheap.
The Colonial Marines
how is the recoil on the
is basically just a space Huey.
A what?
Space Huey.
Oh.
It's literally modeled off thing you would see in the Vietnam War. Like that's what the Colonial Marines were modeled after.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what were you going to say, Fireseed?
How is the recoil on a 38?
It's pretty much non-existent. It's not a high-pressure cartridge, like, at all. If you shoot it out of a rifle, it's nothing. If you shoot it out of a handgun, it's also pretty much nothing. Unless it's like a snubby, which I don't have.
Because I thought about picking up a 38.
They're good. The ammo's expensive, so just keep that in mind. It's more expensive than 9mm. So unless you're going to reload, you're going to be spending a shitload on that.
I mean, hell, I've seen one of the stores here charge like $60 for, I think, a box of 39mm Luger.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I think it was like 60 for 30 or 60 for 50.
It'd be 50 because pistol ammo sold in boxes of 50. That's ridiculous. That's probably defensive ammo though. And yeah, they were. Then we go on.
If you don't want the Beretta, I'll take it.
I'm gonna figure out those sights. It's those stupid white dot sights. I hate those things. I like the classic military blade and notch. I can shoot those really well. That's why I'm a big fan of that Browning high power. Like, I may not have a girlfriend, but I do have a high power, and that's almost as sexy. Almost.
I was still surprised at the gun store, one of the gun stores here in town, because I've seen them sell an MP5 SD, a couple of P90s, 3 Thompson submachine guns, and they even had a freaking Barrett.
All that stuff is like thousands and thousands of dollars. God, it's like MP5s aren't cheap.
I really wanted to pick up the Thompson.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. I was kind of just following you, Fireseed, around.
I'm kind of dead, so...
I've been trying to pay... I'm like paying attention to everything but the game. Okay, we gotta like...
The motion tracker should direct you to where you...
There we go. I think I figured it out. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go through stasis interrupted, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna subject myself and everyone else to that pain.
More pain.
At least you don't have to endure it alone.
Exactly. I think my favorite Decepticon is still Astro Train after all these years, because that is the stupidest transformer you can possibly have. It's a train that transforms into a space shuttle. But it's so stupid, I love it.
I wasn't sure if it would be...
Oh yeah, would you believe it? I believe Movie Barricade in the video games was actually voiced by Keith David.
I'm not surprised.
And in the DS Decepticons game, he is literally the best character.
He is, before he dies.
Oh yeah.
Starscream is not bad, but that's just too generic. Give me Astro Train. Actually,
he's an F-15.
Okay, so Astro Train in the original G1 literally kidnaps a football coach, and somehow the locker room at this football stadium is like 50 stories tall, because a guy who transforms into a space shuttle can walk in and lock this football coach into a locker until he needs him, and then when he needs him, he literally has the football coach come up with like strategies to fight the Autobots.
Looks like
it's
you'll
beautiful.
fit right in, you insubordinate son of a...
Fantastic.
G1 was made on
You
drugs.
specify which direction to drive the APC, sir.
So, how are you alive, if you don't mind too much my asking?
That's a weird way to say that, Bishop.
161.
Guess we're skipping the softball question.
He's horny.
We left LV 426 and sent out a distress call. A call you all responded to. Near Fury, the ship went into alert.
I'm sorry, Lotz. This has just been bothering me for like the past 10 minutes or something when we were talking about it before. But can I say this?
Well, let's wait for the cutscene.
Go ahead.
It's Family Guy related. I was asking about the whole when does Peter Weller like first get shot in RoboCop and like how many minutes in, and I'm just always remembering like when they were playing paintball in the house, but like Brian forgot the paintball gun, so they're all using Joe's guns from The Office, and all they're shooting each other, and then it's just like, relax, Quagmire, you're doing better than Peter Weller from the opening scene of RoboCop. Peter Weller's getting blown away by Mort, Cleveland, and Joe.
Oh my!
Did we just go back in time?
I think so. Because this game is kind of buggy.
Just did this.
And yes, I will be getting the Callisto Protocol. I am really excited about that, actually. It looks really good. For those who don't know what that is actually, basically, it's literally billed as the successor to Dead Space, and it pretty much is. It has the same kind of third-person shooting combat as Dead Space. It's set on I think, like, one of the moons of Saturn or something, and you gotta dismember, like, well, space zombies. It's gonna be great, hopefully. Hopefully. I have played Fireteam Elite. I'm gonna stream that after we beat all the Colonial Marines insanity.
Oh, I'm ready for that stream. I got the game.
Alright, good. That's probably gonna be a week after next, I think.
Hopefully.
Depends on how long that thing to Stasis Interrupted takes.
It's like not even like maybe an hour or two.
Okay, so
as far as I know.
Okay, so we got to do this again because somehow we got sent back, I guess? Yeah, Dead Space 1 was pretty good. Although the story for Dead Space, as I will continue to say, is garbage. Absolute garbage, as the AVGN would say. It's like, we need, like, infinite energy, man, so, like, we could use, like, this marker that'll, like, create space zombies and make people go crazy because it's infinite energy. What are you using to, like, go faster than light? Gasoline? You got a carburetor on that ship, huh?
Makes about as much sense as getting all your limitless energy from hell.
Yeah, it's like... I know, I can actually take that back. Argent energy, okay, I can live with that. I mean, like, okay, maybe it uses different physical laws or some shit, but it's like the whole green message that Dead Space had of like, we're running out of energy, man. It's like, really? How are you going faster than light? How are you doing that? You're not doing that on gas. You're not doing that on oil. Okay, you're doing that with some sort of extremely advanced energy technology, and you're not going to run out of it. And even in their solar...
motherfuckers act like solar doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's that too. You got solar-powered satellites. Okay, we already saw this.
Like you'll fit right in.
B. Is it going to do like a constant loop? Please.
If it does, you might want to just skip to the next level.
Thankfully, did not. You know, I did not like Doom Eternal that much. I mean,
Oh, mission complete.
my biggest problem. No, go on.
Doom Eternal is a good game, I'm not gonna lie, but it was kind of overhyped.
It's boring to me because when you glory kill something, you don't get any ammo, so you're constantly chainsawing, and so the gameplay loop, as the cool kids might say, there's a lot of tedium in that versus Doom 2016, where when you do a glory kill, you get ammo, and so you can constantly be in the fight shooting things instead of beating things up or chainsawing them.
Holy crap, we are almost done with this.
Yes, only like 2 levels. And I have not seen anything about the new RoboCop game, but if it's done by those the same devs as the Terminator game, Resistance, maybe it'll be good. I played the original RoboCop game and it was shit. The arcade game was good though, as was RoboCop 2, the arcade game, but yeah. Oh, is this the baby Jesus? Maybe it is.
Raider 6-5. Once in the facility, I will supply geographical intel to all ground forces. Eyes up and identify all ground or air targets.
Where did all these guys come from?
We move in quick and put down targets as fast as you can pull.
Our ass.
Winter, good hunting and save some for me. 6-5.
You must have a wide ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not the baby Jesus. I thought the baby Jesus happened beforehand. But it's been a long time, so get to the FTL ship. Why would there be anything but an FTL ship? Whatever.
Shit writing.
So, yeah. What time is it? Never thought I'd be old enough to think that, oh yeah, 9 o'clock, that's late. Well, I got to go to sleep. I'm only 33. I'm still young, right?
I thought you were 32.
No, 33. Although for whatever reason, some people think I'm 36. So, I don't know how that works.
I'm just curious, Dad. Do you think you'll be able to finish this thing before you have to call it quits tonight?
Oh, I'll be able to beat it. I don't have to get up early. Oh, the last cutscene was Baby Jesus and I skipped it? Oh no, how horrible. I couldn't hear the stupidest line of the game. That does kind of suck, because I wanted to make fun of it in real time, but, well, whatever.
Ah, hell yeah. Flamethrower.
Flammenwerfer.
It's Burf's Flammen.
But yeah, Doom Eternal, I just didn't... I played it the first time, I played it the second time for the review, and then it's like, I found myself just really bored with it, and it was really kind of telling just how boring it was to me when I tried to play it back to back with Doom 2016, because I like Doom 2016 more now than I did when I first played it, but Doom Eternal, it's just like, I keep running out of ammo, and it's really boring to constantly have to chainsaw. It's like, just move on, people. It'd be nice if there was a mod that changed the gameplay. From Doom Eternal back to Doom 2016. It might be heretical. Am I gone?
I just wish to have someone with a decent ammo capacity.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of annoying. I never actually finished Ancient Gods 1 or 2, or TAG as they call it.
Save your sanity. Those are almost maliciously difficult.
Yeah, I can.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
Like,
Get off of me, Xenomorph.
Like, I swear, id Software and Bethesda made it that difficult out of sheer malice.
Yeah, I could see that because, like,
Wouldn't surprise me.
to kill, like, one of the ghost enemies, you gotta, like, shoot it with the plasma rifle, then, like, kill it with something else. It's like, really? That's kind of tedious and not that fun.
And that's not even the worst part.
Oh.
Speaking of ghost games, I remember, and I had this buddy of mine when I was growing up when I was little, like I was living out in San Angelo, like he had a bunch of like Japanese horror games and all that stuff, like he had Fatal Frame and Silent Hill, and it's just like, wow.
Nice.
Ooh.
Did anyone ever play Fatal Frame?
I did for like 5 minutes, and then got bored with it.
Oh.
I prefer Clock Tower.
Oh yeah, freaking clock tower, yeah. I'm still remembering JonTron's review when he was like up against the mirror. Well, just because I'm being haunted doesn't mean I can't be beautiful. Hand comes out of the mirror, starts strangling the girl. I'm being strangled by the man in the mirror.
Oh, wow.
After all, anything
oh
can be
my.
brought to the right oil.
Old school JonTron was hysterical. I haven't watched much of his recent stuff.
Yes,
He's still good.
I was gonna.
I liked it better when he was talking about movies and TV instead of like just movies and games and all that stuff.
I was gonna say when that alien jumped on you, John. I was gonna be like, "Looks like love at first sight to me."
Oh my! No, hopefully there was like a chicken of alien costume at the con next week.
Who knows? You might get lucky.
Looking for the Boggy Creek Beast. I married her.
Oh dear. Yeah, we'll see. There are a lot of attractive ladies at the old conventions. Just gotta make sure you don't find one that's a nut or somebody that wants money, because, well, I'm tired of nutty people, and I don't have much money that I'm willing to give
So
people.
Amber Heard.
Because you'll either run into a weeb, an Amber Heard, or a fucking psychopath.
Amber Turd, you mean?
I would not mind a weeb. I would not, because basically it's just like, look, if she's like, if this is a girl that would be like my best friend and all that stuff, it's like, I found the perfect girl, I'm good.
You know, I have dated no less than 3 weebs in my life. They're not bad, but they always seem to have some sort of problem, so there's that.
And of course, I make that weeb comment in jest.
Fatal Frame is known as Project
More or less,
Zero.
just, like,
Australia.
Sorry.
Oh, well,
continue.
I was just talking about Australia.
Anyways, I'm trying to say, yeah, just try to find one that doesn't have like a lot of baggage.
Yeah. Baby Jesus demands. Thanks. Alright, I think get up every day thanking the baby Jesus. I joined the God. I feel like I'm gonna vomit.
Okay, somebody quickly answer me this question. Because it's been a while since I've seen aliens. How exactly did the Xenomorph get on the planet?
They was already there.
Oh.
Bruh.
A derelict
Same planet
alien
as the first movie.
spacecraft.
And no, it wasn't fucking Michael or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. The Michael Fassbender thing. That is not canon. Wasn't Michael fucking Fassbender.
There's a derelict ship not seen on over 300 surveyed worlds.
Funny enough, there's a funny thing I want to point out. If this was pretty cool because I was thinking about it. I don't know what the heck it was with HBO in 2001 with World War II stuff, but man, they were finding a lot of young talent that would become big stars these days.
Yep.
Band of Brothers, and then the movie Conspiracy, which was about the Wannsee Conference. Nazi radio operator was young Tom Hiddleston. Which is pretty funny considering the fact that Kenneth Branagh was Heydrich in Conspiracy, because I'm just thinking, well, wait, he directed the first Thor movie. Do you think they remembered each other?
You never know.
I believe there was this one show, like, not even, like, in May or June of 2001. I can't remember the name of it, but it ended up predicting, like, the Twin Towers being, taken out by airplane.
You mean some people did some things on that day? According to one of our illustrious representatives? But anyway, go on.
Yeah, and I believe the guy that developed it was Chris, like one of the guys behind the X-Files, Chris Carter, I believe his name was. I can't remember. I'm not remembering everything here. But he has some like ties to like the FBI or CIA or some shit.
Huh.
Honestly,
I know, it's weird as fuck.
Honestly, the Twin Towers being attacked and all that stuff, it's not that crazy to think of, because, like, remember the 93 bombing and all that stuff, so it's like, oh, shoot, well, yeah, it could still be targeted again, and it's just like kamikazes and all that stuff, it's just like, you just got lucky, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there's that. And, well, I'm not giving up on finding females. That's why I feel bad for those MGTOWs. They just cut themselves off from, well, mutually enriching relationships.
Agreed.
These days, I'm putting myself out there a lot more than I used to, so it's just a matter of time.
I'm trying, and I'm not getting any such luck.
Just keep at it.
One date. I went on one date with one girl, and then she dropped me afterwards. And I thought it went well.
I can't imagine bringing a kid into this world. Can't bring myself to do it.
We're talking about dating, not procreating.
Oh wait, you gotta say that a different way. We're talking about dating, not procreating.
Okay, fair enough.
But seriously though, no, this world isn't that bad. I mean, come on, there were people, you know, well, making babies in World War II. If they didn't, we'd all not be born. So that was way worse. I mean, consider.
Still,
I was gonna say, and consider, you know, there were millions of people being killed like every day. So, I mean, not every day, but at least hundreds of thousands killed every day. So, you know,
yeah,
we don't have it that bad.
No, not really. Not in a lot of ways. I'm just in the case of like the biggest concern I have with raising a kid is just like, man, I'm just trying to think of like I'm just like thinking, do I really want to waste like so much effort trying to indoctrinate this kid back into like liking the stuff I like?
You don't have to indoctrinate. Just like, hey, here's this, here's that. All I
No,
had
I
to
know
do.
that, but I'm just like, no, it's just like I want this kid's like, no, I want you to love Digimon as much as I do.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think you might be asking a bit too much from somebody, but you never know. You never know.
Could be worse.
Look, there's just like some cases like, look, I don't mind what the kid likes or something. It's just like there's gonna be some places where my foot's gonna have to come down.
I don't know, Digimon. That's a hard sell, man. Nobody understands that.
Just don't show them Ghost in the Shell at a young age.
Don't show them Baby Shark.
That's pretty. Yeah, no, there's definitely like a lot of stuff that it's just like with kids shows or something. It's just like, no, I definitely know what I could show them. Like one of the earliest things when they start talking, it's like, oh, I know exactly what I want to show them. Freaking The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That's what I was watching when I was like 3.
Band of Brothers and Pacific were really good. Pacific's way more depressing than Band of Brothers. Though. Like that is a hardcore show.
Wait, here's something from Griffin. Lotz is frequently updating his dating profiles with his mostly with his recent Aquarius firearms.
You never know. I don't actually do that. I'm just looking forward to finding somebody in real life in the same state. Let's see here. Came over and brought Skyrim.
We got
Nice.
someone else joining us.
Yeah, we got a rando. Oh, hello, Nick something or other 378.
You got a rando online?
Yeah. Actually reminds me of something that happened many years ago that's kind of funny. There was this random chick from Brazil that started talking to me in a game of Doom. Way back when Doomslayer still existed. Not Doomslayer, Doom... What was it? That Doom online client. I can't remember what it's called now. Doom Blaster? Doom something. And actually knew me by name because of all the Doom content I'd put out.
Damn.
Sadly, she was in a relationship, so I was kind of out of luck. That's how it always goes.
I forgot to say it earlier, a minute ago though, when I was talking about like Tom Hiddleston and the conspiracy, because then I was also going to say that same year was Band of Brothers, that was also World War II, and that had Andrew Scott, it had Michael Fassbender, it had James McAvoy, Tom Hardy. It's just like, geez Louise, where did they find all these guys?
Yeah, I think it also had Simon Pegg. It was like a...
HBO got really lucky in its heyday.
Oh, yeah, Simon Pegg. He was doing Space at the time with Edgar Wright.
Although, you know, as much as I like Simon Pegg's, I like only one movie of his, and that's that cop one.
Hot Fuzz, that is a great fucking movie.
That's pretty much the only one of his movies that I actually like. I mean, the zombie one's okay, but all the rest is... But the cop one I like the most.
All right. The World's End is kind of a little weak, although there was that funny moment where they freaking knock off, oh gosh, Bilbo, Martin Freeman's head, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? Yes, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, World's End, to be honest with you, I thought that was one of the worst movies I ever voluntarily sat through. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I hated every second of it, because it just was, it's like, what am I watching here? What is this I see before me? It's like...
The people finding out they're being slowly replaced by, like, androids.
I know, but, like, you go from the cops and the zombies, it just wasn't funny.
It's a trilogy. It's all that stuff. It's just they go on different. I find it kind of funny though. I wish Edgar Wright had enough clout or something. That would have been kind of awesome to have. Like you'd have all 3 movies have a James Bond in it. You have Dalton in Hot Fuzz. You have Pierce Brosnan in The World's End. Shaun of the Dead, Bill Knightley's character could have been like George Lazenby or something.
Yeah, that might have been interesting.
That would have been fucking neat.
I consider Paul the unofficial one of those, just because it had him and whatever the hell that guy's name is. I think it did. I don't remember. Yeah, it did have that guy. You know, the fat guy, whatever the hell his name is.
Seth Rogen. No, wait, not Seth Rogen.
No.
Paul. You're talking about the Alien movie. Oh yeah, because it had Simon Pegg and I'm trying to remember Nick Frost.
Oh, it's Nick Frost? I thought that was a video game character. It's like Nick Frost sounds like a video game name. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Nick Frost is the guy that's always in the Cornetto trilogy with Simon Pegg.
Okay,
all the movies are directed by Edgar Wright.
I consider Paul to be like an unofficial one of those. I also had Sigourney Weaver in it as well.
Yeah, no, Edgar Wright didn't direct Paul though, but I can see why, because it's just like, look, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost were together on Space. They were on, they were together on in the Cornetto trilogy and all that. But
Simon Pegg and the fat guy.
Those two are just amazing in whatever the film they're in.
Yeah, they're usually great.
Well, I mean, he's fat. He's a guy, so I mean, why not?
Roger Moore would have been perfect in Shaun of the Dead. Well, yeah, he could have been.
Oh, yeah,
Sean, I was thinking maybe Lazenby would have worked maybe a little bit better, because it's like, well, what the freak is Lazenby doing? Roger Moore, I think, was still getting a little more work than Lazenby.
I don't think Lazenby did anything. He just got rich on real estate, which is pretty smart.
He was in Batman Beyond.
He was?
Yeah, he was like one of the playing card villains or something.
Huh, I did not know that. I will have to pay attention to that more.
Hey, George Lazenby or Roger Moore?
George Lazenby, because it's like there was a line saying like, how would you feel to be replaced and all that stuff, and it's just like, is that a reference to the fact that he was Bond?
That would be fucking hilarious if it is.
I wouldn't put it past it. Friggin' Bruce Timm and some of the jokes. Although I never get to I will never understand to this day why friggin' Bruce Timm had this whole obsession with Barbara and Bruce.
Barbara.
Found Frost's flamethrower.
Yeah, I'll do the AVP extension at some point. I don't know why I haven't done it yet, actually. And yeah, it's always good to be upfront with any potential mate. I mean, I always am, because I like being myself, and I wouldn't want to be with somebody who wouldn't accept me for myself.
Yeah, I believe Paul Dini. One of the best.
Pauls.
Like,
Paul Dini's an alien.
Paul Dini, one of the fucking greatest, like, television writers. Not gonna lie, he made Mr. Freeze cool, and that was no easy feat back then.
He's one of the two guys that created Harley Quinn in the first place.
You know, I never found Harley Quinn hot though.
Overused.
I never found her hot.
Part of me kind of want. I mean, like, I like what they've done with Harley Quinn, but it's just like, they just really have gone wild with her sometimes.
No, what they did is... No, we go on?
It's kind of amusing that she started out as an animated character, and then they just brought her to into the comics.
See, like, back then that wasn't that big of a deal, but now it's like, it's all part of the message. You gotta have the quirky female, right? And that's the only reason they use her.
Well, it's pretty funny, because Arlene Sorkin, who was the original voice of Harley Quinn, the whole character was based off of for her, you know. That's the thing. It's like, look, I love Tara Strong for voice work and all that stuff, but she'll never be Harley, truly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
excellent.
It's just like, you can't beat Arlene Sorkin because the character was made for her.
And Aliens Infestation is much better in this game, but yeah, you know, the whole thing about Harley Quinn is like, she wasn't that great in the first place. But whatever.
Fine. She's gotten better in some stuff though. The DC movies and all that stuff, I think that it's just like, okay, they're just using too much. The Harley Quinn show's great though.
I think I'd rather watch two furries copulating once again.
Why the freak do you keep using that?
Because I'm trying to think of the worst thing imaginable.
She's meant to be more like a tragic character in a sense.
Two furries copulating. What the fuck, John?
I'm trying to think of the worst thing I could see that isn't that bad. Like, I wouldn't want to... That one meme video from years ago with the chicks vomiting into a cup, you know, like I wouldn't want to see that.
Oh Lord!
You mean
that damn video? Well, not that video specifically, but friggin' the other one.
Honestly, I'd rather watch anything Seth MacFarlane related, and I hate that guy's content.
Well, there you go. Orville's not bad though.
Family Guy.
I think some people were saying that Orville is better than some of the recent treks because it actually feels like track.
Yep.
It is true. And yeah, Mark Hamill is the Joker. I remember back in 2008 talking to people about that too. It's like, oh yeah, I love, what the hell is that guy's name?
Ledger.
Yeah, it's like, Heath Ledger's so great. It's like, you know, Mark Hamill. It's like, what, the one from the animated
this
one?
Is
like,
one
yeah.
of those things that this might be an unpopular opinion. I didn't really like Ledger as the Joker that much because it's just like, this doesn't feel like the Joker. It really doesn't. He's like too calculated, too planned, and all that stuff. Like, no, this is the Joker. Freaking what Jack Nicholson was doing and all that stuff is the Joker, just like being absolutely insane, wild, totally random, not having like really much things planned out.
Well, I mean, if you look at
an
Justice
agent of
League.
chaos. The freaking Ledger's is too orderly.
Yeah, I believe the point of Ledger's Joker, like, was he claims to be chaos and disorganized, but in reality, he's a fucking hypocrite.
Quarterback
And freaking-
through. God.
And then Bane and freaking The Dark Knight Rises like, no, freaking I want freaking Mexican, brilliant Mexican killer pumped up on steroids.
I don't think he was Mexican. I think he was South American. But
I sometimes forget what countries. He's definitely south of the border, and I don't think it's South America. He was either Mexico or one of Central America.
He's from Taco Bell. He was dropped in a vat of mechanically separated chicken, and that's what you get.
I was gonna say taco sauce, but okay.
Can we also appreciate the fact that the one character that made the Joker scream for Batman was just your average Joe who he tried to basically kill?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Harley Collins.
I think he was
Was that
based
the
on.
one-
No, go on.
No, I'm trying to remember what was this guy from? What exactly?
The
Batman the animated series.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. Was it the one that tricked Joker into freaking like I'm crazy enough to take on the Batman, but the IRS?
No, that's a different one. That's King
but
Barlow.
still, that's great.
You see, I could destroy a man's dreams too, and that's really all you got left, isn't it?
Oh yeah, now I kind of remember.
That's
the
beautiful.
IRS one is funny because it's just like, yeah, the Joker can get away with a lot of his stuff because he can just plead insanity, but it's like, not the IRS though. Tax evasion, that's not exactly something you can get away
That
with.
rain
being
doesn't look too
insane.
bad.
Oh,
Exactly.
by the way, General, want to enjoy the smart gun here?
That's the problem of me trying to like pay attention to 5 different things at once. Where's the smart gun?
It's in my hand right now.
Oh, go ahead, because you
I
can
can
use it.
drop
I'm
it
not
over
really
there,
paying
right?
that close attention because I'm like trying to focus on 3 different chats. Thoughts on Christopher Nolan's Interstellar and The Prestige? I never saw The Prestige. Interstellar, I tried to sit through that and I got about halfway in and was like done. It was so pretentious. Good God. It's like, then of course they're showing like the evil Midwestern schools telling the students that, oh, there was no moon landing. Why would they do that? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
It was such a pretentious movie. I wanted to like it because I like Christopher Nolan, but it was so fucking pretentious.
And honestly, it just felt kind of like too 2001-ish.
Yeah, 2001 I say is way overrated. I watched that. I did a video on that movie 10 years ago. I got all kinds of negative comments on it. And eventually it got taken down for copyright, but that movie is it's also pretentious. Everybody remembers Hal, but Hal is on the movie for like 30 minutes, if that, and it's a 3-hour fucking movie.
2.5 hour, actually.
Oh, it seems like it took forever.
Personally, Interstellar's music was the only thing I watched it for.
Hey, without 2001, we wouldn't have Star Wars.
Meh. I actually didn't pay any attention to the music, so yeah.
They've memed it to oblivion, but it's still
And
pretty decent.
And I think a Space Odyssey also inspired some elements of Metal Gear Solid.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, the tanker is called the Discovery, and so is the submarine in fucking Metal Gear Solid 1.
Hal Emmerich, Dr. Strangelove.
I've read the boys' comics. They were okay. It was from the emo age of comics, and I really got into those. And the show looks okay, but also looks very, well, emo age it shows.
Well, here's the thing. The show, for everything that changes from the comics, is automatically better than the comic.
My
because
biggest
the
problem
comic
with
was pretty bad.
My biggest problem with the comic was the writer liked to put in a lot of weird stuff. Like they had, oh, what was his name? The guy played by, the dude who played Judge Dredd, whatever that guy's name. Carl Urban. The Carl Urban character is shown having a full sex scene with some random CIA person. Which I didn't need to see. I didn't want to see that. Thrill is that one ship flies to another. Prepare for ship-to-ship intimacy.
Oh no.
Oh, we're about to hit the last level?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this fucking, man, this is going by fast.
Well, if that's not it,
We're only 2 hours into this shit.
Yeah, it's only been 2 hours. Freaking, and it's almost over.
Yeah, the game is probably like 4 hours long.
4 hours!
I was
I
gonna
can
make
make
that
a Left
reference.
4 Dead campaign last longer than that.
Yeah, it's. Thank you, Borderlands 2. Most of the money gets siphoned away from this to Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is not a bad game, but I would have liked to have had another Aliens game, people. Not.
I can totally understand as somebody who isn't the biggest fan of Aliens and all that stuff. It's just like, well, Borderlands 2 seemed like very much fun, but I can see how Alien fans would be very disappointed and upset at Borderlands because of this. And
Oh no, go.
Exactly. It's like, ugh.
So, John, you're gonna hate me for this, but when I initially played this game in particular, I didn't really think of it being a bad game. I was just like, hey, aliens game, I can shoot aliens.
Yeah, you'll just have to punish yourself by watching Two Furries copy. Never mind. Two
As you
Furries
wish.
copyrighted. There we go. They're like just filling out papers in their little fursuits.
Ugh, paperwork.
Yeah, you know it. But fursuits aside, one thing that's kind of funny. Oh, I know it's a cutscene.
Speaking of paperwork, that's one of the few things. That's one of the main. That's one of the things that Hot Fuzz gets praised for because it's like it shows police work and all the paperwork.
Get out of here.
The pins.
Yeah, I still love the final battle at the end when they just like had everything call back. Fascist. Boom! She gets knocked out. Hag, like they said it earlier.
Yep.
Everything got like called back earlier. Then
How
came
do we
back
get out of
later.
here,
It's just
Bishop?
it's like you want us to go through the phone book,
He's
look
pinned,
for
Ray.
Aaron A.
Find a
Aronson.
way out of
What's
here
your
with
name, son?
Bishop.
Aaron A.
Leave no man
Aronson.
behind, right? I'll try to get him out while you guys find a way to open the airlock door.
I could have played that kid.
That will get us inside.
Yeah.
I could have. I was redheaded. I had glasses. I was about the same age, just lacking the British
Don't
accent
argue.
of living in Britain in the first place.
That might be a bit of a problem.
I totally would have loved to have had a gun pointed to my head by friggin' Timothy Dalton calling me a ginger nut.
We got 8 minutes, sir.
The ginger
I'll
midget.
find a way to get you out of there.
I would have just been like, dude, this is friggin' Timothy Dalton. Oh my god, my favorite Bond. Although
Let's
to be fair,
see,
like at that.
Shock value. Shock value can be done well. I mean, James Cameron did it with Aliens. Like, you got everybody's calmed down, and then wham, Bishop gets hentai. But yeah, most of the time, shock value is bad. Like the Boys TV show, the chick, you know, face sitting, squeezing that dude's brain out. It's like, really? This is just foul.
Oh, fucking! I heard what happened at the end of this season for the Boys. Oh boy.
Solid copy, Bishop.
It was in the trailer. For the Boys, there's this female, like, grinding this guy's face. And she's a superhero, so she squeezes the dude's brain out. It's in the trailer for the thing. And it's like, that does not make me want to watch that. That's just gross.
He maybe wanted it.
That episode of Futurama, the computer sentences them to death by Stu.
See, like, but that's funny. Actually seeing some dude's brain squeezed out of his skull, that's just gross. And then, like, the other thing from
apparently somebody pulled that Ant-Man Thanos thing.
No.
I do not even want to know what that is.
Oh, they made a reference to the Ant-Man Thanos thing, but instead of the butt, they chose the dick.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Although I'm just like, look, that whole theory, it's just like it could have worked either way. It's just like it didn't have to be the ass. It could have been like crawl up Thanos' nose or something, and boom.
Yes, but then that would be very boring. So, let's see. Rings of Power. I think that is going to be god awful, but I'm not that big of a Lord of the Rings fan. It's one of those things of like, first time? It's like, we got to see that happen to Star Wars, we got to see it happen to Alien, we got to see it happen to, we're gonna see it happen to Predator, so it's like, it's gonna be bad. Whatever ends up happening, it's like
we already saw that with Predator to begin with, though, didn't we? Like the Alien versus Predator movies.
The Alien versus Predator movies are gonna be God compared to Prey, with the 10-pound, with the 80-pound, 4-foot girl that's gonna somehow face off against an 8-foot tall, 300-pound killing machine that beat the fuck out of Arnold. It's like, really?
If they had some characters you described kill the Predator, I will walk out of that movie.
That's what's gonna happen. And she's gonna...
Sorry, continue. Again, sorry.
I was just saying, that is gonna happen. She is going to defeat the Predator, and probably easily, too. And there's also apparently gonna be evil straight white males in it as well that are probably gonna be killed off by the Predator or her. Or they're gonna be in league with the Predator. Just you watch.
It's kind of funny if all that just got defied.
I'd like it if
just said it didn't happen.
Okay, this is from Griffin. What are some of your favorite movie novelizations that you've read?
Ooh, Terminator 1, the movie novelization that gave a lot of background on, like, the future war and stuff like that. Of course, Star Wars, the movie novelization by Alan Dean Foster, or George Lucas, that gave a lot of really good background stuff, too.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
I just finished reading that novelization for Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh, that's another one. That's another one. Matthew Stover.
God bless Matthew Stover for that one.
There are some lines that I wish they kept in the film and all that stuff.
Yep. I think we mentioned that the last stream, though. But
I'm just like, one thing was the fact that it's just like Palpatine admits like he knew about Anakin and Padme's marriage. Like I've had friends in the Speed Civil Service or something. You think this wasn't? You were hiding this from me?
Yeah, as well. There's a number of other novelizations, but I can't think of them off the top of my head at the moment.
Well, yeah, but Obi-Wan was a fucking bro.
Yeah, he wouldn't have told, but whatever.
Thank God for some fanfics. There's some good ones out there.
That's it.
I was honestly expecting another power loader fight first.
Can you fly, Bobby? But yeah, a power loader fight would be nice, but we can't have that. We gotta end the game as fast as possible because we spent all the money on Borderlands fucking 2.
Oh wait, this is it?
This is why we can't have nice
That was
things.
all that level amounted to.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh yeah, Predator 2, the novelization, is another great one as well because we got some stuff from the Predator perspective. And an Alien Civil War movie or game would be awesome. They kind of teased that with the end of AVP 2010, but, well, that never happened.
Oh yeah, if you want novelizations better than the movies, the first 3 Bayformer movies. Bada bing, bada bing.
I never read those.
It's basically Alan Dean Foster going into turbo mode and just making those movies actually enjoyable.
Please, don't do this. I'm just the face that runs the company.
O'Neill, think about what you're doing.
Somebody just beat up O'Neill. Come on, man. Just smack him in the back of the head.
Or shoot Waylon, for God's sakes, because, you know, a lot of these problems are because of
that. Gap them both.
For all the ones we lost.
Again, why the? I get the point, but it's just like, oh, you think
O'Neill looks like low-rent Steven Seagal.
You know, I didn't notice that until now, but yeah.
Please don't not speak to me, you sack of shit. Can I speak with you then?
Essentially, somebody high up at Wayland, Utah is going to have to realize it's like, wait, maybe bringing this alien back is a bad idea.
If you don't move, I will shoot right through
It's Wayland Yutani. They're all retarded. Like, remember when Ripley said have IQs dropped sharply while I was away? That's probably the case.
Probably.
I really like how he just calls him out on it.
This is how it's supposed to happen. Stand down, Corporal.
Don't do it, O'Neill.
Somebody just do something already. You people are terrible leaders. Oh, I forgot about that.
I just shot you down.
We need it!
That wasn't the real Wayland?
Negative, Corporal.
But how did you know that wasn't the real Wayland?
You said we need to find out what he knows? 13 weeks and 4 days they had me. Spent hours a day in a room, torture after torture. Some days I could barely take it. But There's only 2 of you in the room. You notice.
Like, would you actually think the actual real Michael Whalen would be anywhere close to this shit show?
Well, yeah, there's that, but still, though.
First chance you got. That's its function.
It's a Terminator.
Download any data he has. This is a special model. We might get lucky.
So basically, Hicks is the only decently intelligent one in the room.
Now wait a minute. If he's gonna download the data, why'd you shoot him in the head where the data's gonna be stored?
It's probably somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's in his penis.
I was just about to make that joke.
No one would expect it.
It's already downloading.
A literal memory stick.
Oh my.
A literal USB slot.
Oh god, where's it? I wish I didn't have to push to push to talk because I'd be clapping right now.
Kennedy, that's the fem droids that have that.
It has to work.
Oh.
That's a new fetish now. The fembots.
Bishop, are you okay?
Please tell me we got
That robot chicken sketch. Can you beep it? What? Can you beep it? No. Oh. Everybody leaves.
We got everything.
That's quitter talk.
We got everything.
Yep. And we never know what the everything is because this didn't get a sequel because it bombed at the box office. Well, the game office.
Yep, thank God.
Sales, that's the quote.
Thank you, Borderlands 2.
What is this? What is this supposedly
Game
win
over,
that they
man.
need? We really need a win here, man. You just killed a queen. Is that not a good enough win?
And yes, Michael Biehn's acting, Michael Beanbine, I never can get his name right. His acting was pretty wooden, but yeah, how much were they really paying him?
Probably $1.50 and a cup of coffee.
Adam Chandler.
Clearly not enough for this
Michael
shit.
Bean, what has he been doing for late?
The Patrick Dupree. I'm just making fun of names now.
Michael Bean, I can't remember what major stuff he's been in other than freaking Tombstone in the early 90s.
He was in The Mandalorian. James Gilligan.
Fernandez.
Craig Harrison.
Well, I mean, when this game came out around like 2013 and all that stuff, what was Michael Bean doing around that time?
Archive Blood Dragon.
Oh, I
that's
love
right.
that game.
I was going to say he was working at McDonald's. Justin Lightfoot, Matt Link.
Is it? By the way, speaking of
Jeff
Blood
McAfee,
Dragon,
he's like the other. Nah, I lost it because I couldn't remember his first name.
Speaking of Blood
John
Dragon,
McAfee.
Yeah, there
John
you go.
McAfee, if that's what you're thinking of. No, but those who have played Blood Dragon, has anyone heard the soundtrack like "Friends Forever"? We do that song.
I do not, but I can tell you that Fam is hung.
Eric Sexton.
Fam is hung. I haven't even seen that name.
Yeah, it was there, Hung Fam. Hunter Wright.
Hongdo.
Now I'm just remembering that that Korean airline that crashed, and then the FAA released the names. Something Wong.
We got Chris Pratt.
They not realize they were being pranked.
Holy fuck.
We got Chris Black, the less talented cousin of Jack Black.
I want to see Tenacious D live.
We got Tim Roth.
Some King Wong. That is just fucking too hilarious.
I think that woman eventually caught on when she was saying that last name. She just suddenly realized, oh fuck me.
We got Tommy Eubanks, SFC Anthony Handy.
She wanted some of that holy fook.
Oh dear. All these are kind of generic names now. It's like, I want to see another Hung Fong, or whatever the hell his name was.
No, you know something? There's Holy Fook, Fook You, Fook Me, Hung Lo, Lo Wang.
And we've got Chris Stork, the less talented brother of Tony Stork.
Epic China.
Only thing
Vicarian. Oh,
was
wait.
a sex bot.
Dalton Willie and the Willie Factory.
Wait, they have an ant farm? What the fuck?
Epic China. What the hell?
I think all these people, well, you know what? Maybe you should have put more money into the game instead of fucking Borderlands 2! Asshole.
Blame that on Randy Pitchford.
Hey. Let's all agree though. At the very least, there has been a great Aliens game.
Yes, but we could have used Colonial Marines.
Isolation, yes.
I do think it's kind of funny in some of your older reviews. You're like, and then we talk about Colonial Marines, and that game better come out.
I know. That did not age well.
It's like when I watched the Spoonie one doing like a sort of mystery science theater of the game Ripper, and he's talking to Burgess Meredith, and like, what was your brother working on? It was some video game called Duke Nukem Forever.
Wait, I was about to say, didn't in one of your older videos you like were gonna blame Duke Nukem Forever for Aliens Colonial Marines not coming out?
I think I did, yeah.
Because I remember you mentioned saying in one of your videos is like, if it spells a death knell for Aliens Colonial Marines, Duke will forever earn my undying hatred.
And he did it anyway, even though Colonial Marines came out, so...
He somehow managed to do it regardless of that.
That is always funny, those jokes when you hear people back in the day like talking about like, oh, these games are in development hell for so long, now they'll never come, and they eventually do.
Yeah, they're terrible. I did not know that Michael
Unless
Beanbine
you're
didn't want
Final
to do this.
Fantasy
Didn't want to do
15.
Blood Dragon.
It's always a matter when games go through development
I
hell.
will be
It's not
back
a
in a bit.
matter of
Alright.
when they should come out. It's a matter of if they should come out.
Yeah.
Because comes a point where it's been in development hell for so long. Do you really want to develop it?
Well, in some cases, like Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just like, look, the fan base is still there.
For now.
And then you have a case like Half-Life 3, which was confirmed to have been canceled
Because of friggin'
because of Half-Life Alyx.
No, friggin' oh god, BioWare, oh god, BioWare after Republic, their big trilogy,
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 3.
I'm talking about Half-Life 3 getting canceled because of development of Half-Life Alyx.
Oh, also they said, I think somebody mentioned about Half-Life 3 being like, well, we saw what happened with Mass Effect 3, so
Mass Effect 3 is bad writing, but...
and then there was Left 4 Dead 3.
And yeah, I've seen that leaked footage, and I eventually will play that leaked version of Duke Nukem Forever when it's finally finished by modders, and I'm not sure when I'll stream Extraction Point or Perseus Mandate, but I will do it at some point. Alright, so that is Aliens Colonial Marines versus the Predator. I'm GeneralLotz. We're the team.
This game fucking sucked.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it really did. I need to go back to Dead Side to cleanse my palate.
Yes. And I will see you all next week.
For Stasis in a